Their front seven is just flat nasty. So, we may have to throw it around a little bit next week.
Welcome to the Global TV Radio pregame show. This evening's matchup between the Clinton-Massie Falcons and the Kettering Archbishop Alder Knights is brought to you by the Equipment Superstore, by Route 73 Homes, by Generations Pizza, and by BDK Feeds. And we start off our pregame with Coach Msurley's comments following last week's win against Cincinnati's Archbishop McNicholas. Great victory, Coach.
Yeah, we'll take it. Second round of the playoffs, playing against a GCL team. They had a great season. You come out and I thought we responded real well, especially after Miami Trace really stepped up and played us well. And I told the Cincinnati Enquirer, sometimes you play those type of games, you have to refocus, and that's what we're able to do. And we coached hard this week, and the kids responded. And I thought it all started from the offensive line. They played a heck of a game, and then our defense set the tone. Kicking game kept them pinned down, and it was just a great effort all the way around.
We're talking to Coach Dan Msurley of the Clinton-Massie Falcons, and Bailey was just rolling tonight.
Well, we kind of, it's been a very frustrating year for him. Certainly, he came in one of the marquee kids in the state of Ohio. He was on the cover of Ohio High School magazine, and it just was one of those years. He had a real serious injury earlier in the scrimmage, turned his ankle real bad towards the middle of the year, and tonight he was 100%. So I think the opportunity to be able to rest him, get him healed up, and then played him on one way. We only played him on the offensive side of the ball. He's typically a two-way player, but I think playing him one way, and he had an opportunity tonight to break Drew Fry. Drew Fry is one of the best football players to ever come out of Clinton County.
Sure.
He had an opportunity to break his school record, and he ended up doing it with 365 yards. So when he was close, we felt like, hey, we're going to go get it for him. And this wasn't Madison Plains. This was a GCL team, and it was kind of a special thing. So I'm real proud of him and his performance tonight.
Well, one of the things tonight, you were able to run the ball all night long, didn't have to throw the ball a lot.
Well, I'd rather run it. Everybody knows I'd rather run than throw it. But,
I know.
It may be a whole different animal next week because, Kettering Ultra, they're usually very strong against the run. They got some pretty big, solid defensive linemen. I've seen them on film. They're tougher nails. Their front seven is just flat nasty. So, we may have to throw it around a little bit next week to get points on the board.
I think Hunter's perfectly capable of doing that. We've seen that in the past.
He does. He throws a nice ball, a real good catchable ball, and we got some nice receivers. So we're going to get back, look at the films, break them down, scheme, and both defenses are solid. So it's going to be a slugfest next week.
Yeah, probably the guys or the team that plays maybe the strongest defense may come out on top.
I think it's going to come down to special teams, defense, and mistakes. You can't put the ball on the ground. We've been kind of chomping as a coaching staff at the bit to get back at these guys. We played them in 2009, and I think they were the state champs that year, and they put it on us. And we want to try to get a little payback. We'll see what happens. But usually when you want it real like that, it doesn't work out. But, at least there's a lot of motivation for our coaches and some of our players.
Well, both Alder and Clinton-Massie have rich winning traditions, so there's going to be a lot of pride on the line, too.
Hey, not only that, we both were true wishbone teams. Dom Seitz, he don't remember, but I coached against him when I was at St. Paris Graham a long time ago when he was at Northmont, and I remember his offense. Like I said, he doesn't remember me, but I remember him, and we're not a whole lot different. We believe in that wishbone and running the football, and hey, it's going to be a lot of fun preparing for them.
Your kids did a great job tonight, Coach, and you have a lot to be proud of, and I'm sure you'll get things cranked up and ready for next week.
It's going to be a lot of fun, man. We're looking forward to it.
This is a fun time of the year.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach
Msurley.
All
righty, thanks.
And we thank you very much for joining us. All right. All right. All right. Thank you, Coach. All right. Well, what do you think?
Well, Dan summed it up. You've got some traditional programs that are going to clash. They have some motivation, as Alder beat them several years ago on the way to their state championship.
Sure.
So I guess this is round two.
Yeah.
And we'll see who comes out on top in this one.
I think Coach Msurley's got a little something in the back of his mind from a game back down the line a ways that he's got something he's thinking about.
Sure.
And he'd really like to get this one.
Well, you look at it, Massey for several years hit that Kenton roadblock and got over that hump. So eventually you get over every hump, and it might as well be this year when they get over that Alder hump.
Right. Well, Rick Phillips, you have any parting comments before we go home?
Not really. I think I'm ready to hit the road.
All right. Well, from I think we'll wrap it up from Kings High School. Before I fall off the chair here, from Kings High School for Rick Phillips and Coach Bill Hrabak, I'm Lee Hendee, and Coach, once again the final score.
Massey 52 and McNicholas, 14.
All right. That wraps it up here from Kings High School. I'm Lee Hendee for Rick Phillips and Coach Hrabak. Have a great evening. We'll have a look at the matchup between Massey and Alder right after these messages from our sponsors. BDK Feed and Supply invites you to their 4th annual Customer Appreciation Day tomorrow, Saturday, November 23rd, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Great values on stock and stable horse feed, $7.99. BDK 10% and 12% horse feed, $9.99. Stampede beef pellets, $8.99. Nature-Wise chicken layer feed, $11.49. Shelled corn, 50-pound bag, $7.50. Wild bird seed, 20-pound bag, $7.99. 10-pack high-energy suet, $8.99, and Loyal Pet Food, $10 off on a 40-pound bag, $5 off on a 20-pound bag. Sale limited to stock quantity. No rain checks. Come join the huge savings. Door prizes all day. Food from 11 to 1 at BDK Feed and Farm Supply, center of Broadway and Bourbon Street in Blanchester, Ohio. You can visit them on the web at bdkfeed.com. Equipment Superstore is your one-stop place for all your agricultural, industrial, and lawn and garden needs. Whether you are looking for powerful, efficient HIH farm equipment or a lawn tractor or anything in between, the 2 great Superstore locations are ready to serve you. Visit the Georgetown location on Progress Way near Walmart or the Georgetown, Ohio location. Call 877-FARM-BARCH or 877-753-9722 for great product lines like Case IH, Kubota, Exmark, Great Plains, Kinsey, Woods, Land Pride, and Bush Hog. You can't go wrong when you shop with the Equipment Superstore. Visit them on the web at equipmentsuperstore.com. The Equipment Superstore. Hope you're ready for something exciting. That's pizza, of course. I love great food, and my friends at Generations are your home for delicious pizza, appetizers, entrees, subs and burgers, salads, and your favorite beverages. And wait till you get a load of the pizza buffet during special times. Stop by at 100 Lowe's Drive in Wilmington, or order on Facebook or online at generationspizzeria.com, or call in at 937-556-4219. Generations Pizzeria, your hometown pizzeria. If you are thinking about a new home, why not think modular? Stop by and check out the quality of the beautiful modular homes at Route 73 Homes on State Route 73, just a little south of Wilmington, Ohio. Beautifully appointed styling and quality construction. These well-built homes will last a lifetime for a young couple or a family who needs quality at a reasonable price to fit any budget. Call Brian Lawrence at Route 73 Homes at 937-725-6213. Quality names like Harmony and Fairmont, plus rock-solid utility buildings from Cricket Buildings. That's all at Route 73 Homes, 4629 State Route 73, just a little south of Wilmington, Ohio. Stop by and take a look around at Route 73 Homes, or visit them on the web at route73homes.com. In looking at this matchup, you can see a very strong resemblance between the two schools. Both teams are strong run-first offenses with plenty of great defense and special teams to hold the opposition to limited opportunities. On offense, Clinton-Massie features at the running back position Bailey Wolf, who broke the school record last week for rushing yardage with 365 yards against Cincinnati's Archbishop McNicholas. He has a whopping 191 carries for 1,489 yards and an average of 7.8 yards per carry and 24 touchdowns, including 6 last week. On the other hand, Alder will feature Nick Coleman, and they will showcase him, and he has raced for 490 yards with 70 attempts for a 7.0 average. Just behind him is another formidable running back in Tommy Huff, who has carried the ball for 421 yards on 64 attempts with an average of 6.6 yards per carry. Both Coleman and Huff have 5 touchdowns each. Well, as I said in the beginning, both teams are a run first and pass when they need to offense. The numbers bear that out. Quarterback Dusty Hayes of Alder has completed only 8 of 13 passes for 203 yards for 2 TDs and 2 interceptions. He has a quarterback rating of 212.7. He completes passes at an average of 15.6 yards per attempt, but with only the 13 attempts. Now, Falcons quarterback Hunter Fentress has thrown for 10 TDs and is 57 of 98 for 1,113 yards and has an average of slightly over 19.5 yards per attempt for a .582% completion rate. Fentress has a quarterback rating of 119. His key receivers are Dylan Rose with 23 receptions, 443 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a receiving average of 19.26 yards. Kelson Gowden has 96 yards receiving and 1 touchdown. For the Alder Knights, they have 2 passing touchdowns but 22 rushing scores. Well, defense will definitely be a huge factor, as it almost always is. For Clinton-Massie, watch out for number 22, Stuyverson, as he has been in 31 tackles with 27 assists. With help from number 14, Josh Loud, and number 28, Davey Toonan, this group of veterans on defense will have shut down some strong teams over the years. For the Alder Knights, Craig Howe, Joseph Kramer, Dean Lemon, Tim Seifert, and Andrew Seifert always seem to be around the ball on defense with a team total of 245 tackles overall. Clinton-Massie has a total of unassisted tackles of 302 and tackles for a loss of 87 yards. We'll look at special teams after this break for our sponsors. Welcome back to the Global TV Radio pregame show on www.gtvr.net. I'm Lee Hendee, and we're getting close to having Kiss live on our pregame show. But it's time now to look at special teams play for this matchup between the Clinton-Massie Falcons and the Archbishop Alder Knights. When looking at the Falcons special team stats, one name stands out, Josh Loud. He has 32 punt returns, 21 kick returns with an average of 20 yards on kickoffs and a total of 420 yards on kickoffs and a total kick return yardage of 564. Alder's special team stat don't jump out quite as glaring, but they do have some solid players returning the ball. Number 3, Jordan George, averages about 30 yards per reception on kickoffs for a total of 90 yards overall, with his longest of 55, and he averages 10 yards per punt return with a long of 15 yards. The team average on kickoff returns for the Knights is 22.3, and a punt return of 8.0 is the team average. For the Alder Knights, their punter, Alex Kraft, with 38.9 punt average and a long of 61 yards. The kicker, Michael Ruffalo, has been perfect on his only field goal attempt of 31 yards. On the Falcons side, they have been 69 of 70 on point after attempts and field goal attempts. When we return, we'll have the legendary rock band Kiss performing the anthem Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day. And following that, we'll have pregame comments from my partner, Coach Bill Hrabak. If you are thinking about a new home, why not think modular? Stop by and check out the quality of the beautiful modular homes at Route 73 Homes on State Route 73, just a little south of Wilmington, Ohio. Beautifully appointed styling and quality construction. These well-built homes will last a lifetime for a young couple or a family who needs quality at a reasonable price to fit any budget. Call Brian Lawrence at Route 73 Homes at 937-725-6213. Quality names like Harmony and Fairmont, plus rock-solid utility buildings from Cricket Buildings. That's all at Route 73 Homes, 4629 State Route 73, just a little south of Wilmington, Ohio. Stop by and take a look around at Route 73 Homes or visit them on the web at route73homes.com. Hope you're ready for something exciting. That's pizza, of course. I love great food, and my friends at Generations are your home for delicious pizza, appetizers, entrees, subs and burgers, salads, and your favorite beverages. And wait till you get a load of the pizza buffet during special times. Stop by at 100 Lowe's Drive in Wilmington, or order on Facebook or online at generationspizzeria.com, or call in at 937-556-4219. Generations Pizzeria, your hometown pizzeria. Equipment Superstore is your one-stop place for all your agricultural, industrial, and lawn and garden needs. Whether you are looking for powerful, efficient HIH farm equipment or a lawn tractor or anything in between, the two great Superstore locations are ready to serve you. Visit the Georgetown location on Progress Way near Walmart or the Georgetown, Ohio location. Call 877-FARM-BARCH or 877-753-9722 for great product lines like Case IH, Kubota, Exmark, Great Plains, Kinsey, Woods, Land Pride, and Bush Hog. You can't go wrong when you shop with the Equipment Superstore. Visit them on the web at equipmentsuperstore.com. The Equipment Superstore. BDK Feed and Supply invites you to their 4th annual Customer Appreciation Day tomorrow, Saturday, November 23rd, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Great values on stock and stable horse feed, $7.99. BDK 10% and 12% horse feed, $9.99. Stampede beef pellets, $8.99. Nature-Wise chicken layer feed, $11.49. Shelled corn, 50-pound bag, $7.50. Wild bird seed, 20-pound bag, $7.99. 10-pack high-energy suet, $8.99. And Loyal Pet Food, $10 off on a 40-pound bag, $5 off on a 20-pound bag. Sale limited to stock quantity. No rain checks. Come join the huge savings. Door prizes all day. Food from 11 to 1 at BDK Feed and Farm Supply, center of Broadway and Bourbon Street in Blanchester, Ohio. You can visit them on the web at bdkfeed.com. And we want to thank KISS for being a part of our pregame show, and for those fans over in the stands who were standing up, and those folks around the world that were listening, we are glad you are here. Right now, we're going to bring on my color commentator, my cohort in crime, as Rick Phillips would say, Coach Bill Hrabak. And Coach, you've got a little insight as to how these two teams will stack up tonight.
Well, thanks, Lee. Great pleasure to be here again as we head into the final 8 for Division 4. Of course, as we get down to this point, there's no pretenders left. Everybody is a champion in their league and are moving forward towards a state championship. The way I see this game tonight matching up is we've got two very strong defensive teams. Alder, although we cannot verify all the statistics we have on them, gives up 92 yards rushing a game. So the challenge for the Falcons will be, can they get their dynamo going against the Alder defense? If they can do that, then they should be able to have the same success they had against McNicholas last week. We look at what might be the key for Massie is I think Hunter Fentress could have a big game tonight. I think he may need to have a big game because Alder's defense is top-notch. They're led by number 99, 6'3", 252-pound Craig Howe, all-league performer for them. They have a massive defensive line. They have 2 all-conference linebackers. So I'm sure their target is going to be on number 15 for the Falcons all night, and we'll see how that succeeds. Offensively, they are not a dynamic team, but at the same time, they are a ground attack team, and if they can get going, which we talked about McNicholas last week, there would be the opportunity to control the clock, and that's something that Massey's defense can't allow. So that burden will fall upon the shoulders of number 44, Kelson Gowden, and 45, Jared Haley. I think another factor for the Falcons could be special teams player extraordinaire Josh Loud, who in the first few games has had big output for the Falcons, and he could be the X factor again tonight.
And not only on special teams, but on defense.
Yes, that
He's
defensive
a strong
back.
player on special teams and defense, and he can also catch a pass now and then.
He's, a little bit of your Mr. Fix-It. He does it all, and as we said last few weeks, he's had some tremendously big games. So we'll see how that works out as we get towards the kickoff here. As I say, these teams are pretty evenly matched, and they like to do the same things. They're well-grounded run defenses, and they both want to run the ball on offense. So it's going to be interesting. I think the quarterbacks can make the difference, and I think Hunter Fentress would have the a little bit of an advantage over their quarterback, who only threw for, apparently at this point, looks like about 400 yards.
Just a reminder, our chat room is not operating tonight because of limit. We're not able to see it, but it is operating, so you can still post on there. If you would like to text me, you can do that at 937-527-2725. 937-527-2725. Text me with your comments about the game and the broadcast. It is just about time to get this game underway, Coach, and Massie is set to kick off. They won the toss but deferred until the second half. Is that right?
Yes, and I think they're going to see if their defense can start out by giving them good field position and pin Alder deep and see if we can get the same recipe for victory that we had last week.
And there's the kickoff. It's an end-over-end kick, clear back near the end zone. And a nice run back, and just tripped up the Alder runner. The Massey Special Teams defense was able to trip him up, or he might have been long gone.
Yep, 86 Chris Fink, a junior, 5'9", 151-pound speedster for Alder. Just got tripped up, like you say. It was almost a big play for him, but they're starting at the 25, and in that situation, I say Massey won the field position game on the kickoff.
11:56 to go, just underway in the first quarter. Alder has the ball, as Coach said, at the 25, and another saving tackle there for Clinton-Massie, or Alder might have been out and going again. They've had some just last-second stops, or Alder is trying to run the ball as we expected.
Yeah. Dusty Hayes, the quarterback, ran a midline option for Alter and nearly busted it up the middle, as you said. They're going to have to watch out for Hayes, because he was the leading scorer this year for Alter.
And looks like a tangle up in the backfield for Alder. I think they were trying to get a handoff and just missed communication in the backfield, but they are now up to the 40 or 37-yard line. No gain on the play. It is now 2nd and 10. The ball is on the 37.
And Alter does not want to throw the ball, as we saw in their statistics. So I think right here is where Hayes, they may go outside in an option play to try to make something happen.
And a pitch out and a drop.
And it looks like
Massey says they have the ball.
Massey's got the ball. And
exactly the way Massey wanted to start this game on defense.
Yeah, and all-conference player number 34, Austin Floria, 6'2", 230-pound senior, made the play and recovered the ball, and looks like Massey's in business.
Right there at the about the 34-yard line, yep. And so Massey comes back up to the line, and Ventress under center. Look for him to hand it to Bailey Wolf, and he gets up about the 31-yard line.
About a gain of 3.
Yeah, nice little gain of 3, but you knew that they were going to come out firing it to Bailey Wolf right out of the gate when they got the ball.
Yeah, Lee. I saw 3 helmets pointed directly at Bailey. So we know that what their game plan is going to be is to stop number 15 and make somebody else beat them tonight.
Right. But to Massey's credit, they have other guys out there that can get the job done when they have to.
Well, his cousin's a pretty good runner, too, so I would expect that we may see
another handoff, and
there's a fumble.
I think that might have been Chase Wolf, and I think he put the ball on the ground. As Coach Msurley said in our postgame last week, you got to keep from putting the ball on the ground in these kind of situations.
Return favors to each other, and that was Lane Breyer, number 37 for Alter, who recovered it. And,
at the 29-yard line at 10:06 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are, I was going to say they're both shaking off early jitters. They're testing each other. One of them will get into a groove, obviously, and that will be the one that will hold the upper hand early in the game.
And Massey with a big pushback. I'm sure they won't. They'll give him forward progress somewhere, maybe around the 23, 24-yard line in that neighborhood. No, maybe a little farther up.
Yeah.
Back. Yeah, he did lose a yard.
They'll be at 2nd and 11. Puts Alder, like we saw with McNicholas last week. These are situations that Alder's probably not used to being in during the course of the year.
They pretty much dominated their division or their league, and they're not used to being pushed back. And there is another ankle tackle for Clinton-Massie.
Dusty Hayes again on a midline option. They're gonna need to settle down a little bit on him. These ankle tackles, if you miss one of those, it can turn out to be a big gain. So
that's right.
There's a lot of weapons out there that Massey's trying to close down, and again, the early jitters can be the difference here for either team.
That's right. Both teams need to settle down. It is 3rd and 6 on the 33-yard line for Alder.
I formation, another midline option, but not this time.
Clinton-Massie seems to, well, as we all know, Alder is going to try to run the ball at almost every situation, but Massey is just stacking that line, and you try to come at us, and we're going to be ready to stop you.
Yeah, Isaiah Steverson stepped up into the second level there and really made a nice hit on the play, and Alder's punting here.
Yep. And Massey was trying to get in there and block that punt, not able to do so, but Here's Massie with pretty good field position
Zach
inside
Santoro.
of their own 40-yard line at about the 41, 42-yard line. So good field position, and that was one of the keys last week to Massie's victory, is they wound up with good field position on almost every punt or every kickoff.
That's correct, Lee. And again, if you give a team the ball at the 40 or 50-yard line enough times, they will produce points. And we've seen Massie do it before, and they're definitely capable of doing it again.
Like that might have been Bailey. Nope, not Bailey.
Jared Haley, I believe.
Jared Haley with the ball.
Yep.
I want to remind you our game tonight is brought to you by the Equipment Superstore in Wilmington and Georgetown, Ohio. Call 1-877-FARM Parts. Massey back up to the line. Fentress under center. It is 2nd and 7. Ball is on the Clinton-Massie 47-yard line. And big surge there by the offensive line for Clinton-Massie, getting the ball past midfield.
Yeah, penetrated into the Alter territory. They filled quickly on that, but it's a 3rd and makeable for Massey. So we'll see what Coach Msurley dials up here on this situation.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 2, very makeable, and if they can push that line forward like they did on that last play, they'll be right up there. Oh, Bailey with the ball. Bailey Wolf with the ball, and he's up inside of the Alder 40-yard line. Nice run for Bailey.
Yeah, quick 8 yards, a first down, and Massey's starting to get into that rhythm, which they did last week against McNicholas. And if they're able to do that, Bailey Wolf, we saw what he did with 365 yards last week. Same thing can happen once he gets rolling.
When either defense is facing a constant running attack, that can pay dividends later on in the game if it's a close game.
Sure. Just the wear and tear on the team can take its toll. And Jared Haley with his 2nd carry early in the game.
Early in the game, they're trying to Alder's trying to take Bailey Wolf a little bit out of the picture, but although he's had some strong runs, so Massey trying to put some, new blood in the game and kind of keep everybody fresh.
Yeah, it was 2nd and 5, a little quick trap on first down there. That 5-yard gain makes it a really tough down to defend when it's 2nd and 5. Offenses can do about anything.
Ball's on the 30, was on the 36, but Massey with a big first down past the 25-yard line. And we see Massey starting to gear that running game up and get the ball downfield.
Yeah, their bread and butter play, the quick pitch to Bailey. He gets outside, picks up 8 or 9 yards. And, doing the math, you pick up 8 and 9 yards every play, it's not good for your defense.
That's right. Ball is on the 25-yard line, 1st and 10, Clinton-Massie. So far, no passes from either team. And looks like a pitch to Chase Wolf, and did we have a loose ball over there? Maybe for a second.
Yeah, I think Massey got on it quickly.
Yeah, I think Massey covered it. Another about a 5-yard gain on that play. So
yep.
A nice gain. Ball is on the 22-yard line.
Yeah, on a little inside counter off their pitch play, trying to catch Alder chasing Bailey Wolf, and they try to hit inside with Chase.
Yeah, it's 2nd and 7. Bailey's got it on the outside, and here he goes. He's taking them with him, and he's down inside the 10-yard line of Alder. A strong run, and Bailey's really starting to assert himself and get some big-time yardage.
Yeah, he's probably got about 35 yards on his last 3 carries, which, again, 11, 12 yards a carry is going to continue to move the chains for the Falcons, and Alter doesn't have an answer for it right now.
No, they don't, and that could be a big-time situation for Massey. You get Bailey running strong like he has in the past, and inside the 5-yard line this time.
Yeah, a pickup of 3, and it looks like, again, they'll be content to power the ball in here and issue a little punishment to that front five of the Alter football team.
Yep. Second down, and the ball is on the 5-yard line. We are at 4:55 and counting here in the first quarter. And Clinton-Massie back up on the line again. And let's see what we got here.
Back to Bailey
right up the middle, and he is down maybe the 1-yard line there.
Yeah, it looks like the mark will be about the 2 on that, Lee. And it's definitely, again, your third and very makeable situation here.
Absolutely. And when that big offensive line of Clinton-Massie decides to assert itself, they can make some serious holes.
Absolutely, and that's where Massie, makes their living inside with the run.
Ball is on the, technically it's on the 2-yard line. It's maybe 1.5. And we've got a touchdown.
Yep.
Clinton-Massie, 4:08 to go. Clinton-Massie with the first score in the game and did exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I would say on about 58 yards of that drive, we saw Bailey pick up probably a good 44 of it.
Yeah.
And he's off and running again.
Yeah. And Alder's going to have to find some answers to stop the Massie running game, as they knew coming in, but Bailey has got it rolling.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's if Alder can't stop that, we're going to see a similar score to last week's.
Yeah. Let's see if Massie gets the extra point. And it is now 7-0. Clinton-Massie Falcons over the Alder Knights. So Alder will get the kickoff, and they'll have to find an answer and see if they can get some points on the board here. Want to remind you that our game tonight is being brought to you by my good friend Brian Lawrence out at Route 73 Homes, and he's got some great modular homes like Harmony and Fairmount. He has rock-solid utility buildings from Cricket Buildings, Route 73 Homes, 4629 State Route 73, just a little south of Wilmington, Ohio. Call Brian at 937-725-6213. So, Massie is stuck with their game plan and got 7 points on the board. You don't jump and try to change your game plan just because you've been scored on.
No.
Now you stick with what got you here for Alder,
right.
And they'll try to get their running game going, I'm sure.
Yeah. I would say that at this point, teams are going to trade punches, and each team's had the ball a couple times. Massie's finally struck. Now let's see how.
And the ball is deep near the end zone, but comes Alder, and another saving tackle there for Clinton-Massie, because the
about the 38-yard line, Lee, and
the punt returner once again almost got loose.
Yeah, about a 36-yard return. Nico Price for the Knights had a pretty good pop through there. Now they've had some good field position on their kick returns, but yet they haven't done anything offensively. So let's see how Massie approaches them this series.
Just from the looks of it, it looks like Massie's defensive line may be a little bigger than the offensive line of Alder. Alder trying to get the ball, and they've got a man out front, but he stumbled a little and fell, but he's still got big yardage, and he's down to about the 36-yard line of Clinton-Massie. So a big gainer for Alder Knights on that play.
Yeah, that was Nick Coleman, their junior 165-pound running back who had 490 yards this year. And but the 490 yards doesn't sound like a lot, but he averaged 7 yards a carry.
That's right.
He's a dangerous runner.
Right. When he gets his hands on the ball, you better be aware of him. All right, Alder Knights back up to the line. And another handoff. And serious yardage again for the Alder Knights as they run it right up the middle, a la the running game of Clinton-Massie a little bit. As we said, these two teams are kind of mirror images of each other.
Very much so, and that was senior Tommy Ruff, who averages 6.6 yards per carry. So
not a bad average there.
No, so they have a wealth of ability in the backfield. And at this point, you were talking about the size. I think, looking at the numbers for both teams, they're both massive up front.
Yeah.
So both teams bring a lot of size and quickness.
And a handoff, but the runner gets stopped.
Yeah, that was number 34, Thomas Oleg. And there's a little crossbuck play, which we've seen Massie run so much in the past. And it's a good, solid football play. It's hard to defense.
And that is a first down. It looks like they're moving the chain. So the ball is going to be on the 29-yard line of Clinton-Massie. It'll be 1st and 10, Alder Knight. So Massie not having a lot of defensive answers right now.
It's kind of interesting. Massie goes down and scores in a similar drive, and now we have Alder coming back doing the same thing.
And looks like another handoff, but not much there.
Yeah, it was quarterback Dusty Hayes. Looked a little trickeration there. He had a nice ride into the line with the fullback and pulled the ball, but Massie was definitely up to the task on that and held him to a short gain.
Absolutely. It's 2nd and 9 now for the Alder Knights with the ball on the 28-yard line of Clinton-Massie. So Alder threatening here, but they're looking for another big running play, I'm sure.
Yeah, they'd like to motion out to try to...
And there it is. And I think we're going to have a 7-6 ball game as Alder didn't waste any time getting down here and getting in the scorebook.
Now, this is number 24, Nick Coleman, who had the other long run in this drive. And as we said, he picks up 7 yards per carry. He's there, Bailey Wolf. And
that's right.
Both of these guys could have a pretty interesting game tonight, the way it looks.
It looks like it's going to be, from the very beginning here, it looks like it could be kind of a real slugfest.
Yeah, both teams, somebody's going to have to tighten up the screws on their defense to be able to slow one of these backs down, or else
right.
They're going to need a new scoreboard up here.
They may have to add some numbers to that scoreboard.
That's for sure.
Looks like we've got the extra point. It is tied up now, 7-7, and both teams kind of made it look easy, although Massie started out with much better field position.
Yeah, and but now both teams, defensive coordinators are pretty smart guys, and after they see a series, the true test is making the adjustments to slow down what you saw on the previous scoring drive. So let's see how Alter adjusts to Bailey Wolf and the Massie attack, and let's see how Massie comes out. They may come out, Msurley may come out in an entirely different formation in his attack, and so let's see how they approach this next drive.
Chase Wolf, one of the receivers back deep for Clinton-Massie to get this kickoff.
Falcons have 2 men deep. They're running a 5-4-2 return, pretty standard wedge return. And, with the type of speed they have back there, all they have to do is create a little seam.
And I think Alder kicked that ball short intentionally, trying to keep it away from those deep receivers back there.
Yeah, it gives their cover people time to try to penetrate that wedge and break it down so that the back doesn't get a running start and hits at full speed.
Our game tonight is brought to you by Generations Pizzerias. Everybody knows food is my favorite thing, and hope you're ready for something exciting. It's pizza, of course. I love great food, and everybody knows that. Stop by 100 Lowe's Drive in Wilmington, or you can order on Facebook, or call them at 937-556-4219. And we've got Massie Fentress just overthrew. I think the intended receiver was Chase Wolf.
Yep, sure was.
Number 7. And that would have been a huge gainer if Chase could have pulled that ball in, but it was just out of reach of his fingertips.
Chase came out of the slot on what we refer to as a dump pass, where they fake some kind of play action into the line and try to get your slot behind the secondary, and then Chase was there. If he catches that, he's still running now.
Yeah. But it keeps the defense thinking that play could come back again.
Absolutely. And that was a nice pass. Should have been caught.
Bailey with the ball, but not much there. I think it's right back to the line of scrimmage. So nice run.
It's Jared Haley again.
Jared Haley with the ball.
Third carry for Jared, and he's getting steady work tonight, as you had alluded to earlier. Maybe the plan is, hey, they saw the films, they know what Bailey Wolf's all about, and they're going to obviously have a game plan to stop him. But Jared is trying to give them a little balance in the offense and try to catch him off guard with something different.
All right. 3rd and 9 for Clinton-Massie. And Fentress back to throw it. He puts it up, way up in the air, but nobody could run under it and catch it. So it'll be 4th down for Clinton-Massie.
Yeah, he had a combination of a couple things that worked there for Alder. Alder got really good pressure on Hunter when he went to throw the ball. He was kind
right
of
in his face.
Yeah, throwing off his back foot. And the man-to-man press that Alder was running made it really difficult for the receivers to get down into position to catch the football.
Absolutely. So Clinton-Massie will be punting the ball. And a nice punt back deep. Puts the Alder Knights receiver right at the 10-yard line or so. And, wow, what a hit right about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was about a 54-yard punt in the air, and that was a tremendous kick by Zach Santoro. What a bomb on that one. And
nice punt coverage, too.
Good coverage. They were able to get it back to, around the 25-yard line. But still, sometimes you outkick your coverage. That's the penalty for having a great kicker. And but Massey was up to the tack, and there was a flag, but they waved it off.
They waved it off. It's tied up 7-7 with 37 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Alder Knights at their own 25-yard line. And see if they continue to power the ball right up the middle, right up field like they have.
Kind of a different look
there
here.
There it is. Nice second effort for the Alder Knights. I believe that might have been number 25, Tommy Ruff. And we talked about him in the pregame and earlier. He's one of the strong runners for the Alder Knights.
Yeah, Tommy averages 6.6 yards per carry and is also their leading pass receiver this year. So a dual threat out of the backfield.
Right.
And that was the first time we've seen Alder really change their formation. They have motioned out of their wishbone several times, but that time they lined up in a single back set and added motion to it. So a little bit of a different look. Maybe we've seen Massey do this in the past where they'll come out one series and run the wishbone. They'll come out and run trips the next series.
Right.
So maybe that's what we're seeing a little bit of with Alder here, is they're trying something different to see if they can give a different look to Massey and if they're successful with it.
Well, we're getting set for the second quarter of action as the change ends for the teams. Want to tell you about our friends at BDK Feed and Supply. They're inviting you to their 4th annual Customer Appreciation Day tomorrow, Saturday, November 23rd, 8 a.m. to 4, and great values on all their feed products. They have Royal Pet Food, $10 off on a 40-pound bag, $5 off on a 20-pound bag. Come and join the huge savings. They are located at the corner of Broadway and Bourbon Streets in Blanchester, and we are back to action to get the second quarter underway.
24, Nick Coleman. There was Massey just, they stepped up. Kelson Gowden and Jared Haley and a host of Massey players were there to meet him for it looks like a several-yard loss.
Now, 3rd and 3, the ball is on the 32-yard line of the Alder Knights.
This might be where Alder would decide to go outside on an option where you've got to play multiple players on the edge, giving them an opportunity to keep it or pitch it.
Oh, strong run.
Quick trap to the fullback up the middle, and
First down.
Looks like he's hurt.
He
Is that
may have got stunned a little on the hit there at the end of the play. They got a timeout for the player, and they'll get him checked out. But
and that could be a big injury. I think that's Nick Coleman.
yeah,
The runners had a pretty good first quarter here.
he apparently got hit pretty hard there at the end of that play. He was running hard and did get the first down.
Yep.
Ball will be on the 37-yard line of Alder as they will keep the ball moving. But look like Coleman may have to set out a couple of plays, but there really no shortage of running backs for the Alder Knights.
No, Alder's got 4 or 5 kids that all have about the same amount of yards and all average between 6 and 7 yards a carry. So although it's always tough, your leading rusher is the guy that you kind of look as your workhorse, much like Massey does with Bailey. And sometimes it changes the psyche of a team when their leader is off the field. So let's see how
they're getting
Alder
him over to the
responds.
sidelines. He's walking pretty gingerly and needing assistance. Let's hope that nothing's serious there. You hate to see anybody injured, especially when they're in a playoff situation. So here comes the Alder Knights now. Play will resume at 10:50 to go in the second quarter. And another handoff right up the middle, and not a whole lot there.
No, it was a power play, and Alder was stuffed real quickly. Again, the linebackers for Massey flowed to the ball and filled the hole before anything had a chance to develop there.
Now a 1-yard gain on that play. It's 2nd and 9. The ball is on the 38-yard line of the Alder Knights. They are coming back up to the line. They do have a couple of receivers out wide, but I expect that they'll try to just keep it coming forward like they have, but they got stuffed again.
Yeah, and the quarterback, Dusty Hayes, was a little read option again where he gave a quick fake to the fullback and followed him up through the hole for little or no gain.
So it's 3rd and 8 now, and the ball is on the 39-yard of the Alder Knights. Clinton-Massie so far has tightened up the defense, but the big running back for Alder is out of the game right now, Nick Coleman. So that, as you say, it might change things a little bit.
Yeah, Nick's still on the sideline. And
a pitch. And I don't believe he got to the first down.
He did not. That was Tommy Ruff, I believe. And Tommy was the other back we talked about who's had a nice year. And so they're going to have to use him maybe more than they want.
Right.
So we'll see how Alder can adjust. But Massey's going to get the ball back, and we'll see if they can get their offense going again.
See what kind of field position they wind up with. And here comes the coverage. And they dropped the ball. He's still going to try to run it, and look out.
Oh, Josh Loud, he's got the
Loud,
sideline.
here we go. He's been a key guy, and he is going to rumble. Wow. Got up to the Alder 40-yard line and didn't think there was going to be anything on that play because he dropped the ball out back almost 10-yard line and fumbled around with it for a minute.
There was 4 or 5 gold helmets standing right in front of him.
They were all around him, and somehow he got away and got outside and ran down toward the sidelines and got to the actually the 39-yard line.
It's been a spark plug for him all through the playoff run here, and no different tonight. He sets him up in good field position.
He can run the ball back. He can play great defense. He can do a number of things out there to help you.
Sure can.
Bailey Wolf with the ball and maybe a couple of yards on that.
Yep, picked up about 3. A power play where he cut it back a little bit, but the Alder line was up to the task on that one.
8:30 to go in the second quarter. It is 7-7, Clinton-Massie and Alder here at Welcome Stadium in Dayton, Ohio. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to text us. I gave you the phone numbers earlier, and I'll give them to you again. Nice little run, but
little crossbuck action by Chase. Been a big play for Massey, a base play, and it's going to be a third and manageable situation.
Right.
Again, tough situation to defense because there's so many different things you can do.
A lot of options. 3rd and 3, ball on the 32-yard line of the Alder Knights. And Massie back up, Ventress under center, 3 backs in the backfield. And he hands it off to Bailey, but I don't believe he's going to get anything much out of that.
Now, I lost a yard on that, but, I think this situation, you're 4 down.
Territory.
Yeah, absolutely. You're too close to punt.
Right.
And so
and a little
too
long
far
for a field goal. Right. So it's 4th and 3. Ball is on the 32-yard line of the Alder Knights. And if you turn the ball over to them, it's just like a good punt.
Exactly. And, if you...
And there goes Bailey.
And he
dances down the sideline, gets around the corner, dances down the sidelines for the first down.
Yeah, he got to about the 20. He needed to get to the 29. Looks like he got to the 26, so he squeezed out a couple extra yards on that. And, it looked disastrous at first.
It sure did, but he was able to dance out of some ankle tackles and get great yardage, get the Falcons back in first down territory now, inside the 30 at about the 27-yard line, 1st and 10, Clinton-Massie.
Massie's in their wishbone, and a power off tackle to the left.
There's some power right there inside the 20-yard line.
Yep, just back to basics for them, and much like we saw in the series that they scored, they're not doing anything fancy. They're just coming right at Alder and trying to exert their will upon them.
Alder knows what's coming. Massie knows what they want to do, and it's just a battle of wills at the offensive line.
No doubt, and Massie at this point has been winning that battle.
And Bailey with the ball again, and he's down maybe to about the 14-yard line. Yeah, inside about the 14-yard line.
Yeah,
16-yard line.
Yeah, it was enough for a first down.
Wow.
And a new set of 4, and as we talked about a little while ago, this is all 4-down territory now.
Absolutely.
Whether they want to kick a field goal or not, depending if it's a makeable situation, I would expect that they're fully focused on 7 points here.
Well, they've got 4 downs to get about 16 yards here, so the likelihood for Clinton-Massie is pretty positive right here as they get about 3 or 4 more yards on that play.
Yep, and again, 3 or 4 yards, you do your math, it's going to end up being 12 yards over 4 plays, and that's going to get your first down every time.
Absolutely.
Unless they change the rules.
Let's hope they don't do that to us tonight.
Yes, so at this point,
2nd and 7.
Alder just has to, they have to regroup. They're looking a little tired, hands on the hips. They're kind of befuddled down there by what's going on.
And Massie back up, Ventress under center, 3 backs in the backfield, and look who's got the ball again. Chase Wolf, I think.
Yeah,
Number 7.
Yeah, they were trying to get the edge on that, and Chase kept on pushing it, and it never really did fully materialize for him on that.
One thing, if the ball was to stay in this area where it's placed now, that's right down the pipeline for a field goal if they have to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 2 from the 9, and we've got the Massie Falcons back up to the line, and another pitch to Bailey Wolf.
Should be very close.
He's very close.
And this would be a tough situation here, depending on what happens, because
do you take the 3 or do you try to keep it going?
Yeah, I mean, some people would say you want to get the lead because you don't know that the game might not end with the field goal.
You never know.
It could be 10-7.
Yeah, 4th and 1.
But I think they're going to go for it.
I believe they are because they've got Bailey Wolf in the ball game. And looks like Chase is back there as well.
Yeah, in their traditional wishbone tee. And they give it to Bailey, and I think he got it, but he got hit really early in the backfield on that.
Very close, but I think he did get enough surge to get the first down, but the officials are down there. They've got a little more first-hand look at it than we do, but it looks pretty good from here.
Yeah, Coach Msurley can't be happy.
And 5 yards to go for a touchdown for the for the Clinton-Massie Falcons, and those blue jerseys over there be throwing things at me from Clark Costa Stadium if I say the wrong thing. Right now it's 7-7, Clinton-Massie and the Alder Knights.
They're in a double tight wishbone. And
Bailey trying to get outside, but nothing there, and he lost a bunch of yards on that.
Yeah, it was a power off tackle and forward progress. They'll mark it about the 7. He went down at the 11. But as I say in that last play, even though he picked up the first down, the linebacker got through pretty free and hit Bailey deep in the backfield. And it was Bailey's strength that got him the first down. But you can't expect to continue to do that all night.
No. 2nd and 7 on the ball is on the 7-yard line. 2nd and goal to go for the Clinton-Massie Falcons. And they've got timeout with 3:30 to go here in the second quarter of action.
And this has got to be one of the fastest first halves I have seen all year. We're at 8:09, and the game started at 7:30. But when you have two running teams, you kind of expect that type of thing.
Right, because the clock stops on every down or every time the play is dead, seems like, and you expect the clock to wear down a little faster.
Yeah, this game has been a rapid moving one and an exciting one to boot. I mean, both teams have moved the ball, both teams have stopped. We've had a turnover by each team, and it really just a carbon copy pretty much. So it promises to be a great second half.
If you want to text us here at our broadcast, gtvr.net, you can do that at 937-527-2725. If you're listening in the stands or at home, please text us. Let us know what you think of the game and the broadcast. Right now, Massie is back up the line. It's 2nd down, goal to go. Pitch out to Bailey Wolf, and he is in.
Yeah. They're jet sweep, and they get it out there, and it's hard. One man can't stop Bailey on the edge like that. And once he got to the corner, he
gets that big body rolling.
Yep. So
it'll take 2 or 3 guys to get him down. So it's 13-7. Clinton-Massie over the Alder Knights. 3:25 to go here in the second quarter, and Massie ready for the point after attempt, and they can take a 7-point lead. And
Callum Jones is pretty automatic on
these.
He
is pretty automatic. I think he's like 69 out of 70 or something like that. Pretty strong.
Yep.
And there it is. It's 14-7. Falcons over the Alder Knights.
Yeah,
with 3:25 to go.
Callum was true to, as you were saying, he's got some remarkable statistics. He's somewhere in the neighborhood of, after that kick, I think 71 out of 72 this year. And
he'd give coaches a lot of confidence.
Yeah. And the fact you scored 72 touchdowns and kicked 72 extra points, that's pretty impressive.
Pretty doggone good, yes.
Yep.
The Equipment Superstore is your one-stop place for all your agricultural, industrial, and lawn and garden needs. Give them a call at 877-FARM Parts or in Georgetown, 877-753-9722. They've got great product lines like Case IH, Kubota, Exmark, Great Plains, Kinsey, Woods, Land Pride, and Bush Hog, or visit them on the web at equipmentsuperstore.com. The Equipment Superstore, sponsoring football here on Global TV Radio, gtvr.net. Massie ready to kick off. And you think Massie can hold them here? They could go into the locker room with a little bit of momentum and some confidence.
Absolutely. And they get start with the ball in second half. And you never know. We were in this situation last week right before the half where we thought that Massie would be conservative and, they would just try to run the clock down and end up scoring with about a minute to go. So you never know how this is all going to turn out.
And little squib kick, and the kid picking it up for Alder had a little trouble handling it, just like Josh Loud, but he gets the ball back near midfield. Nice field position.
Yeah, that is sophomore Andy Turpin. Had a little quickness there after he picked up that ball.
Did.
And again, we talked about the ankle tackles. With kids like that, you're one miss away from a
long gainer.
Yeah, a long gain. And
The ball is on the Alder 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Alder Knights. Wow, Massie was waiting on that play. They stuffed them right at the line.
Yeah, Dusty Hayes tried the midline option there, and Massie said no on that.
No, they said that ain't happening.
They said
46-yard line is where the ball is, and it is 14-7. Falcons over the Knights. 2nd and 10, no gain on that play.
back in their familiar wishbone. Again, almost a carbon copy of what we see Massie do.
Sure.
A little crossbuck action, and that's number 24.
Yep.
And that is Nick Coleman. He is
he
back
is
in
back.
the game. Yep.
Must have just been a slight twist of the ankle or leg, and he seems to be all right now.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was good to see. I mean, in these kind of games, you hate to see the best players go down because it detracts from what ends up being should be a great football game, and it's good to see that Coleman made it back onto the field.
all right. Slight gain on that play, and it's 2nd down for the Alder Knights. And it looks like Dusty Hayes trying to call his own number again, and may have gotten a few yards on that play.
Enough to get a first down, I believe. So, Alter, no, it looks like they marked it short.
They're spotting the ball just across midfield at about the 48-yard line of Clinton-Massie.
Yeah, he was well short.
And the guy running the scoreboard is about half the game behind here. All right, 4th down and punt.
Josh Loud.
Josh Loud, he is absolutely fearless back there. No matter where he fields the ball in the air, he's willing to take off and go with it.
Yeah, your general rule is when the ball bounces inside the 10 and the coverage people aren't that close, you want to let that thing roll in the end zone and let it come out to the 20. But,
They
Josh
were
has
close enough to smell his breath on that play.
They sure were. And Josh has had great success with, breaking that first wave of tacklers, and he almost did again there.
1st and 10, the ball on the Clinton-Massie 9-yard line. They're leading 14-7, but deep in their own territory. But this is where the run with Bailey Wolf and those guys can really come into play. Bailey with the ball, but gets maybe a yard or two, but not much.
Yeah, I would think now this might be where what we thought last week, unless they can break a big play, is we'll see some conservative play where they will just try to run the clock down and give Alder no time to do anything. But
right.
Alder does take a timeout, which is a smart thing because they may have the opportunity.
They kind of need to regroup a little here.
Yeah.
Don't forget our friends out at Route 73 Homes. If you're thinking about a new home, why not a modular? Stop by and check out the quality of beautiful modular homes at Route 73 Homes on State Route 73, just a little south of Wilmington. They have got one of the most beautiful log homes sitting out along the road. You drive by, you can't miss it. They have beautiful appointed styling and quality construction, well-built homes that'll last a lifetime. Call Brian Lawrence at Route 73 Homes, 937-725-6213. Quality names like Harmony and Fairmont, plus rock solid utility buildings from Cricket Buildings. All right, we are back to action. Massie takes the ball at the 10-yard line and a pitch out to Bailey Wolf, but
Couple yards.
couple yards is about it right there. But as you say, Massie may be just playing it conservative and willing to just kind of run out the clock here and not do anything too dangerous.
Yeah, I believe Alder took their second time out. The thing that they may be trying to set up here is they may go for the block on the punt if they have them pinned back here.
Right.
And we'll see how they play this. But 3rd and 5 or 6 yards, that's one of those tough situations there for an offense because if you run the ball, the chance is that you may get stuffed, and they need to get as many yards as they can right here to give their punter a little bit more room. But we will see how Massie plays this here in a second. Alder is running a 5-man front. Their Craig Howe has been a monster for them in the league this year, as he's recorded 3.5 sacks and led the Knights in tackles. So I'm sure Massie will pay attention to where he's at all times.
We'll say hello to Jenny listening in Arlington, Texas.
Big first down.
Big first down for Clinton-Massie, and they're under a minute now, so they can be even more conservative and just let this clock run out. We are at the 23-yard line. Clinton-Massie has the ball at their own 23-yard line, and Alder is really wanting to get them stopped here before they can get down past midfield. It's a real challenge for the Alder defense right now.
Right, and I would think that they're going to run the ball in there again if they happen to break something big. Nope, they go into they genuflex there, and they're ready to let it
pretty much
run
going to
out.
wind out the clock for the half. And we are down under 30 seconds here in the first half. The ball is placed back now at the 21-yard line.
And I think we're going to end up at a
I think
14-7
that's
game here.
14-7 in the first half. And we'll have a little time to talk with the coach here in a few minutes. But Rick Phillips knows that my favorite subject next to football or sports is food. That's right. He knows that very well. Coach has seen me up at some locations, but hope you're ready for something exciting. And I'm not talking about the second half, which we know it likely will be very exciting, but I'm talking about pizza and food at the folks at Generations Pizzeria in Wilmington. I hope you love great food. And my friends at Generations are your home for delicious pizza, appetizers, entrees, subs, and burgers, salads, and your favorite burgers. We ate there a week ago, Coach. We ate pizza at Generations.
Yeah, they have great pizza there and great hospitality. And always love to go to Generations. Look forward to every time I can spend some time there and do your favorite activity of eating. It tends to be one of my favorite ones, too.
You got it, Coach. That's a way to spend a nice little time away from home, is eating at Generations. They're at Lowe's Drive, 100 Lowe's Drive in Wilmington. You can order on Facebook. Just like their Facebook page. You can go online at generationspizzeria.com or call in at 937-556-4219. Generations Pizzeria, your hometown pizzeria. And if we didn't have some food probably lurking down below, we'd send Rick back to Wilmington and get us a Generations pizza.
That's for sure.
Oh, boy. And, Coach, your thoughts on the first half?
I think it went pretty much the way I expected it. I expected it to be a mirror image defensive battle. 14-7 would pretty much dictate that that's what we've seen. Both teams are very similar offensively. They want to run the ball and exert their will upon the other team. And Massey's had a little bit more success with that. Alder's had a little success. So it's been a good football game, a very rapid first half, under an hour to play that first half, which, as I said, over at East Clinton, our first quarters usually take an hour. So, that's the type of game that's fans like to see and coaches like to see, especially when you're ahead, because that means it's harder for the teams to come back when they're behind.
We might get out of here before bedtime.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, sure. We're going to get some stats here.
I do want to say hi to Jenny Ireland from Harlingen, Texas. I said Arlington, but it's actually Harlingen, Texas. And she's so happy to be listening to the game. Jenny, thank you for checking in with us. And we appreciate you letting us know. Our number, if you'd like to text us and have comments, and sometimes, yes, we do forget the yard lines, but we kind of get wrapped up in the game ourselves because we are fans. But we apologize for that. Right now, here at the half, it is 14-7. Clinton-Massie over the Alder Knights, And it is, as Coach said, it's kind of been exactly what we figured it would be. Mostly a running game. Clinton-Massie has attempted a couple of passes, but it's mostly been on the Clinton-Massie side, the Bailey Wolf running game, and we also, on the Alder side, Nick Coleman has had some big runs, and he has been one of their big players. He had a slight injury there in the first half, but he bounced back from that injury, was able to get back in the ball game and do very well. But we appreciate all of you all over the area, whether it be Clarksville, Clinton-Massie home base, the Alder Knights home base area, or if you are in Harlingen, Texas, or whether you might be anywhere else around the world or around the nation, we appreciate you listening to gtvr.net, Global TV Radio. And before we get back to the coach, I want to mention another one of our sponsors. He's getting the stats together, and we appreciate those stats too. BDK Feeds in Blanchester, Ohio. BDK Feed and Supply invites you to their 4th annual Customer Appreciation Day. Tomorrow, Saturday, November 23rd, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Great values on stock and stable horse feed, $7.99. That's what you need in the backyard, Rick, is a horse. And you could eat all your grass. You wouldn't have to mow grass. How about that?
That's right. Preston's not that good at it.
BDK 10%, 12% horse feed, $9.99. Stampede beef pellets, $8.99. Nature Wise chicken layer feed, $11.49. Shelled corn, 50 pounds, $7.50. Wild bird seed, 20-pound bag, $7.99. 10-pack of high energy suet feed. And Coach, you know what suet feed is?
I do.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah.
You eat the bird feed, and I'll eat the sandwiches you got over there. How about that? I'll trade you. That's not bad. Did somebody from Subway go to school here? I don't know. Loyal Pet, I better get back to this.
Yeah.
Loyal Pet Food, that's Loyall. That is a Cargill Nutrina product, I was told, because I visited the folks at BDK Feeds the other day, and they told me all about this stuff. So now I know. Loyal Pet Food, $10 off on a 40-pound bag and $5 off on a 20-pound bag. The sale is limited to stock quantity, no rain check, so you got to get down there tomorrow. Come join the huge savings, door prizes all day. Food from 11 to 1 at BDK Feed and Supply, corner of Broadway and Bourbon Streets in Blanchester, Ohio. And we just want to thank them for being a sponsor on our broadcast. BDK Feeds, located at the corner of Bourbon and Broadway in Blanchester. Down, if you're familiar with Blanchester, they're located right at part of the old Blanchester Oil Company down there. Got a great location. Coach, what do you got for us?
Well, we've got some statistics that would reflect the score.
By the way, I'm going to make you read those because I couldn't make them up.
I'm not sure I can half the time. Massie has 113 yards rushing at halftime to 104 for Alter. No surprise there. Pretty even as we thought. Again, no surprise. 0 passing yards for Massie and 0 for Alter. Massie attempted 2 passes and did not complete any, and Alter has yet to try a pass. Fumbles were even at 1 and 1. The individual stats for Alter, we have Tommy Ruff with 5 carries for 43 yards, Nick Coleman 7 carries for 35 and a touchdown. For Massie, we have Bailey Wolf with 21 carries for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns. Chase Wolf, 5 carries for 19 yards, and Jared Haley, 2 for 6. And that pretty much wraps it up. And as I said, when we look at the score, that's pretty indicative of what we've seen, is about
and what we expected.
Yes, and very much what we expected. We thought that both defenses were stout, and they both proved that tonight. And whoever adjusts the best at halftime will be the one that comes out top in this game.
Absolutely. And so far, both teams ran the ball pretty well, but Massey certainly had the dominant running game, I think.
Yeah, I think, they've got Bailey Wolf, and you've got to ride the horse that you took to the dance. And in this case, they've been riding him back, whether it be high school, college, or pros.
One of the things that I don't think Bailey's been in there much on defense tonight, if at all, and they're saving him for the running game on offense.
Yeah, I would think that considering some of the injury issues he had earlier in the season, and he is your battery on offense, why would you, if you have the people, which Massey does, that you can get him off the field on defense, give him a break, and it doesn't hurt you, then go ahead and do it. And as you said, we've seen very little, if any, of him on defense tonight.
Well, Coach, want to talk about our game officials? I don't know if you're familiar with any of those guys from the past, but they are our officials tonight.
And our officials tonight are Larry Clemens. We have Richard Fox. We have Christopher Estes, Billy Willis, and Justin McCullough.
All right. Well, while we have a little break here, let's, I know we hate to open these windows, but let's see if we can hear a little bit of the band playing. If you'd like to text us here at halftime, we'd love to hear from you. 937-527-2725. We'd love to hear from you. Text us wherever you are. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to action here in just a few moments.
We are at halftime right now. This is Rick Phillips for GTVR. The score is 14-7. The Clinton-Massie Falcons leading the Archbishop Kettering Altar Knights 14-7. And currently it looks as though the actual crowd this week appears to be maybe slightly larger than our crowd last week at Kings High School, and that crowd was at about 3,000. We may have something more along the lines of 4,000 people here tonight at Welcome Stadium in Dayton, Ohio. We'd like to remind you tomorrow to tune in at 11 o'clock, live from the Rusty Keg up in Washington Courthouse, Ohio. We'll be doing our Saturday sports show, and we'd like you all to tune in. We always are eating, Lee. And tonight's food fare that's provided by the Dayton Public School System and Welcome Stadium is Subway. And
somehow get back at school over here in Dayton. They take really good care.
It looks like maybe this is Michelle Obama's lunch program here.
Oh, let's don't go there.
But anyway, I think that's Massey's little pep band down there. They're over on the altar side and meeting and greeting and trying to pep up the altar side of the stadium. Maybe they're a little down because they're down by 7 points.
Those pep bands are always going around causing trouble, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Hope you're listening wherever you are. I think we've got another text is. All right, we got a bunch of Massey pride from the Falcons 6th grade football team in Tennessee for the Rocky Top tournament.
Oh, they're in
Brad
Tennessee.
and Logan Lakes along with Jake and Austin Kristen. And that's not the only one. Massey pride, go Falcons, enjoying your broadcast. So Coach is doing something right.
I guess. It's that golden voice.
We're
training him
Your
well.
broadcast, especially your comments about my grandson, Josh Loud. He has played football since 3rd grade, Judy in Mason.
So they can get us even in Mason, Ohio. Oh, well,
Hey, they can get us in
Arlington, Texas.
Well, it wasn't actually Arlington. I think it's somewhere outside of Arlington, wherever it's
Arlington is the mid-cities. That's between Dallas and Fort Worth. I used to live in Richardson, which is North Dallas.
Okay. Jenny Ireland.
Oh, Harlingen,
Harlingen,
Texas, yeah.
I have no idea where that's at, but Jenny, that Ireland name goes back to the original founding father, I guess you would say, of Clinton-Massie football, Frank Ireland, and that's whose name is on the field at Clinton-Massie.
That's
Frank
right.
Ireland.
I saw it at the press box.
And so that's great. We are so glad all of you are. There's some guy, Rick Phillips, had a message on here. I don't know who he is.
Oh, okay.
I won't look at that.
It's probably a bill from someone.
Probably. But it is great to have all the fans, not only here locally listening to us, but nationally and internationally. I want to say hello to Loa over in Denmark. She was a student here at Clinton-Massie, and a foreign exchange student.
Yeah.
And she is back in Denmark, and I can't tell you where the exact location is, but
It's cold.
it's probably cold. I think it's always cold over there. But anyway, she is listening. And hi, Loa. And
Looks like Massey's back out on the field
Massey's
warming
back
up.
out on the field getting warm. And they're ready for the second half. I know Phil is listening somewhere either in the Big Apple in New York, or he's listening on vacation in Russia.
Yeah, he's in Russia.
What I have been led to understand. And I think our buddy Tom South is trying to figure out how to get his speakers hooked up, but he's probably listening in Sabina, Ohio.
I've heard of Sabina.
I have too, and he's not the most technical guy in the world, but I'm so glad that he's listening. I can't decide whether to eat or talk, and it's a difficult choice for me, but
Well, you know, the good thing about it is if you don't eat it, someone else
someone
will.
will be right on it. I know how you operate too, boy. Rick, I tell you what, why don't you tell them, you know all about the Superstore out there. They're one of our sponsors. Why don't you tell them, you want to read the ad copy that I wrote? You can do that.
All right,
You can
let's
make
see.
it up as you go along.
Well, I hope that this is good copy, Lee. The Equipment Superstore is your one-stop place for all your agricultural, industrial, and lawn and garden needs. Whether you need a powerful, efficient Case IH farm equipment, or a lawn tractor or anything in between, the two great Superstore locations are ready to serve you. So visit the Wilmington location on Progress Way near Walmart, or the Georgetown, Ohio location. Call 877-FARM-PARTS. That's 877-753-9722 for great product lines like Case IH, Kubota, Exmark, Great Plains, Kinsey, Woods, Land Pride, and Bush Hog. You say bush hog, though.
Bush hog.
Okay, so is it bush hog or is it bush hog?
Hog, that's out in the country.
Okay, all right. You can't go wrong when you shop with the Equipment Superstore. Visit them on the web at www.equipmentsuperstore.com. That's the Equipment Superstore, and that wasn't bad copy that you wrote there. Oh, we don't want him to. I don't want to have to do the Heimlich on you, and certainly we're not going to be doing any, of that other stuff. Yeah, we'll call 911. Maybe they'll get here. Although it's like 60 miles up to the press box. And we happen to be, if anyone's familiar with Welcome Stadium, their press box is huge, and it's several stories. We're on the top floor in the nosebleed section. We get to be with Time Warner. They put all the big people up here. So, yeah, we're with Time Warner. And Time Warner, you notice, they're out in the cold, though. The press box, the way that it is we're in a nice warm room, but Time Warner and their cable people that are filming this tonight, which it will be aired on Time Warner, I believe, at 10 o'clock.
Right.
So if anyone wants to see,
may be long gone the way this game's going.
Right, a rebroadcast, they can pick it up sometime after 10. But Time Warner, their cameramen are still out in the cold because that room in between our booth and the booth on the very opposite end of the press box.
I hope they're getting paid more than we are.
It's cold. You hope they're getting paid more. Well, I'm sure they're getting paid more than we are, Lee. Are we getting paid?
Haven't yet. Somebody said the check was in
Your
the
check's
mail.
in the mail.
Only thing I'd change about all this arrangement over here, next time I want to get helicoptered in because that's just too far to climb up here.
Well, the only other thing is we could have used some additional bandwidth.
Well, they told us that everything was good up here, and guess what?
Well, since this is a Dayton Public School operation, I guess you could say, we found that our website's blocked. Mm-hmm. So we can't get to our own website. I guess it's not on the approved list. We should have called ahead of time and told them to approve our website,
right,
so we could actually get to the website and monitor what goes on, get into the chat rooms, that's probably what they wanted to do. They wanted to keep us out of our chat rooms.
I bet our chat room is overflowing right now, but we do have another way you can contact us, and I think somebody just did.
Did it vibrate?
All right, that's Mrs. Ireland that just texted a little bit ago. Frank Ireland's wife, listening in Texas. She's 90 plus and listening tonight. Thank you, Mrs. Ireland, for checking in with us. Thank you, Jenny, and we appreciate it. All right, Massey Pride from the Falcons 6th grade football team in Tennessee for the Rocky Top tournament. Brad and Logan Lakes, along with Jake and Austin Kristen. I think we read that one.
What's the one for Rick Phillips? Or is that for me?
It says, please send me $100.
Oh, that's right. That's my text.
That's what that says.
You never did send me that $100.
But anyway, you can text us. We'd love to hear from you. 937-527-2725. And we're less than 45 seconds from game time.
How many people do you think that Alter has on their football team? They've got about twice the number of football players out on the field.
I think they got twice as many as they had when they started. I don't know where they all came
maybe
from.
they brought some more in.
They must have brought.
Yeah. No, they have a huge football team. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
They would have had to have brought at least an extra couple buses for those football players. And you can hear the Alter faithful here. We are on, obviously, the home field side. Kettering Alter being the number 1 seed in this region, and Massie being the number 2 seed. Massie is the visiting team. Alter is the home team. So we are above the home team, which would be the Alter Knights below.
All right, quickly before we get started again, Harlingen, now you'll like this. Harlingen is in the southeast corner of Texas near South Padre Island.
Oh, that's where all the spring breakers go.
Well, I don't think Mrs. Ireland's a spring breaker, but yeah, where the spring breakers go. Dallas is a 9-hour drive. My sons Hank and Bill were on the first Clinton-Massie team in 1963.
Okay, so now we know that the South Padre, like I said, I lived in Richardson, Texas, which is North Dallas, and South Padre is a very favorite place for a lot of the people in the Southwest to go for spring break.
Well, I think we're about ready to get this thing underway.
They're going to kick off, so I will turn the microphone back over to the coach.
All right, very good.
Thanks, Rick.
Here we go. Massie to receive the opening kickoff here in the second half. And it looks like that, well, this could be a very key series. Massie can get a score here, but Josh Loud gets the ball in the end zone and downs it there, and Massie will get the ball out at the 20-yard line as we get the second half underway.
Tremendous kick there by Alder. I mean, in high school football, if the ball goes into the end zone on a kickoff, it automatically comes out to the 20, and that's quite a weapon if you've got a kicker like that.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to expend a lot of energy on special teams.
Not at all.
So Massie will take the ball at the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll start, 1st and 10 here in the second half. And a big run right up the middle.
Nice.
That's what Massie loves to do, is just power that ball right up the middle.
Kelson
Gowden.
And, you know, we saw Jared Haley get a few carries in the first half, and Kelson didn't, but maybe they're going to give Kelson a shot.
Give him here a shot here at the beginning of the second half. 2nd and 4, and that's big when you can get 6 yards on a first down carry.
Absolutely. It was a nice run and a great makeable situation on second. A little
Pitch
option
out.
play.
An option out to the near or far sidelines, and ball will be about the 27, 28-yard line.
About a yard gain on that. And that was a nice job by the Alder corner. He had seen the option coming, played the pitch man, which was Bailey Wolf, and stopped him for a short gain.
3rd and 3 now for Clinton-Massie. The ball is on their own 27-yard line. And once again, a ball handed off. I think it was to Bailey Wolf, but not much there. Alder was waiting on that play.
Yeah, it was a power-off tackle, and their corner, Lane Breyer, came shooting in and knifed under his legs and took him out. And Breyer's a all-conference performer for him. That was a nice play.
4th and 3, and just like that, it looks like Massie's going to be punting. I'm sure they would wanted to come out and establish the run again here in the second half, but not on that series. Nice kick back to about the 32-yard line, and the receiver got stuffed back there. He was not able to get much established once he caught the ball. He's about the 35-yard line. About the 35-yard line, and that'd be where the Alder Knights will start.
Yeah, the early part of the third quarter in a close game is really important, because if one team, as we've seen with Massie, if you can exert your will upon your opponent and get control in the early second half, it goes a long way to winning the football game. On the other hand, if neither team does anything, then it'll just continue to be the type of game we've seen, 7-point game or a closer game than that. So
and a gain there for the Alder Knights. That puts the ball up to about the 37, 38-yard line. And first and should be 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
Yeah.
And let's see what Massie dials up for him here.
I'm sure they're looking to run the ball, and there's a flag. First penalty, I think, of the game. The last time they threw a flag, they picked it up. So this time,
that's one of the reasons why the game's been so rapid as far as the pace. and, you know, 2 running teams, no penalties, things fly.
And let's see where the penalty lies.
No,
No foul.
I haven't seen
I think
that.
the officials just getting bored out there and wanted to do something. So ball is up to the 41-yard line, roughly, right close to the 40-yard line. So
Yeah.
2nd and 7, as Clinton-Massie still leads in this game 14-7, but we've got the Alder Knights creeping up here, and 5 yards to go to get a first down, but it is 3rd down, and I think they've got that sealed off, and don't believe that he made it. He had to get to the 45.5-yard line, and I don't believe he got near enough.
No, nice play there with Zach Santoro coming up and forcing that, and the quarterback just had nowhere to go and came up short.
Guess who's back to receive the punt for Clinton-Massie? None other than Josh Loud. He stands at about the 22-yard line, and the ball is way up in the air, giving the special teams for Alder a chance to get down there, and they do, as Loud got the ball at about the 22 and got up to about the 26, 27-yard line, their own 26, 27-yard line. So not much run back there, but he's absolutely fearless back there.
Absolutely.
Those punts down.
Well, you know, the thing with a punt return is a lot of times we're looking from it statistically is we want to see that, you know, 20, 30, 70-yard return. But if you can just keep it from rolling and get 3 or 4 yards and get upfield, you've helped your offense, and that's what Josh is good at doing.
All right. Here comes the Falcons. Pitch out to Bailey Wolf. He's getting around the corner, and he gets some real positive yardage. I believe he's got to about the 37 or 33-yard line, maybe the 34.
Yeah, they ran their jet sweep, and Jordan George, the corner, came up. Very similar to the play we saw earlier where they tried to take on the option, and he whiffed on the tackle attempt on Bailey, and 10 yards later, it's a first down for Massey.
Once again, Clinton-Massie, or when Bailey Wolf can go north and south, he can beat you pretty quick.
Absolutely, and we saw that all game last week, and I'm sure Massey would like to get into that kind of game again.
Very close, maybe a yard short of a first down, making it probably 2nd and 1. Ball on the 35-yard line, 3rd and 1.
Jared Haley with his 3rd carry of the night, and you know, we've seen a lot more fullback than we have in the first 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
So
he very seldom has got the ball till tonight.
Right.
And I think it's just to kind of keep Bailey fresh and to confuse the defense a little.
Yep. Alder has the line
And
stacked.
I don't know whether he got to the first down marker or not.
It does not look like it.
Maybe a little short there.
Yeah, I think he got just to the 35 or just slightly over, and it looks like he had to get to the 36 for the first down.
Yep. So we've got a player down for the Alder Knights, and I'm not sure who it is, but hopefully nothing serious. May have just gotten the wind knocked out of him, but he's just laying on his back on the ground, not seeming to hold anything, knee or ankle, so that's probably good news. But
This is a situation here, you know, where you don't want, you're looking at 4th and very short, less than a yard. You can't let your emotions take over in this situation. You've got a great kicker who can punt the ball over 40 yards a kick, and you have a defense that's been doing the job all night. So what I would do here is I would kick and put the ball back in your defense's hands and say, hey, stop them again, and you've got the lead. You don't have to play from behind. So
Right.
I would say at this point, I would expect to see Massey punt the ball away and play good defense again.
yeah, I think you are right. No sense, basically when you're down about the your own 30-yard line, you definitely don't want to turn the ball over down there.
But they're going for it.
They are going for it.
And they may be trying to draw them off sides here to
That's
see
right.
if they can
Just take
get
a
them
long
to
snap
jump.
count.
But no,
nope. And I believe they got their first down.
And what a gamble, because if you turn the ball over, like you just said, Lee, field position is flipped,
Absolutely.
and you may ignite something that you can't put out. But
That's right.
a gutsy call, first down, and Massie keeps the chain moving. And
1st and 10, and the ball is on the Clinton-Massie 37-yard line. And Clinton-Massie has new life right here. And we have, it's like Bailey maybe with the ball. I'm
Yep.
not sure. I didn't see the number, but
I think
nice
that's
pickup.
Chase Wolf.
Chase with the ball. And he gets up to about the 41-yard line. So
It's
they
about
just keep doing that.
Yep.
And eventually it'll turn into another first down, and then another and another. And then you, first thing you know, you're down inside the 20.
And we've seen Massie wear about 6 minutes off the clock here already.
Right.
So, I mean, it's
That's what they do to people. You know,
Yep.
they just establish that running game. 2nd and 6, ball on the 41-yard line.
Kelson
Nothing
Gowden
doing
again.
there. Alder just sniffed that up. Alder just sniffed that out, knew what was coming, and was right on it. Looks like they're going to give them about almost a yard gain on that play.
Yeah, there was a little trap play to Kelson Gowden again, and it's probably about the 6th or 7th time we've seen the fullback carry the ball tonight.
Right.
And so they're getting a little
But-
bit more respect.
Massey's back up, 3rd and 6, ball on their 41-yard line, and a pitch out. Nothing doing. The officials
Uh-oh.
blow that play dead.
Maybe our first penalty tonight, Lee.
Could be. Oh, a timeout.
Timeout.
Okay. And Coach, what so far it's just been the battle of wills out there in this second half.
Yeah, I can't say it isn't what we expected. We knew that both defenses were stout against the run, and both teams like to run, so something had to give.
Absolutely.
To this point, we've had 0 yards passing, and that's definitely an unfamiliar territory for me as a coach. So, this is something that is why the clock's running, why Massie is, they elected to kick to start the game. They got the ball to begin the second half, and with the lead, they've got a lethal drive going, because if they can finish this and go up 21-7, we might be in the fourth quarter by the time that starts.
That's right. They are wearing that clock out. It just doesn't get a chance to stop other than the timeout. 3rd and 5 now. Ball on the 42-yard line of Clinton-Massie as they have the ball. Fentress back and
That should be pass interference.
pass interference. He got pushed from the back by Alder's number 31.
Yeah,
So there's a penalty that will change things.
It's Phil Drayton on that coverage for Alder, and Phil got there about 3 or 4 minutes too early on that one.
He was camped out waiting for that play, and just got a little over anxious. He knew what the play was coming, but he was just a little over anxious, and that cost Alder big time yardage. As Clinton-Massie is now on the Alder side of the 50-yard line, down to the 44-yard line, and another chance for Massie to just toss the ball out to Bailey, and he gets down about a 7-yard gain on that play. Nice run.
And, I found it interesting. Would Alter, who we would all consider a better defensive team than McNicholas last week, we saw a steady diet of pitches into the boundary side of the field. Now tonight, against what we would consider a faster team, we've seen Massie go to the wide side of the field quite a few times on the sweep, and I've had success.
And
Inside
another
counter.
handoff inside to Bailey Wolf, and he gets very close to the first down.
Yep.
It may be 3rd and 1 here,
Yep.
but very makeable.
Yeah, and it didn't, the way that started out, there was 2 Alder kids standing there, and, Bailey lowered his shoulders, got his helmet between them, and was able to make this a very short 3rd and 1. So Massie's drive continues, and we're at
3rd and 2 now, or 3rd and 1, 4:15 to go, and Massey's just practically worn the clock out here in the third quarter.
Absolutely, and there's another first down.
First down, when you know a team's coming at you on third down and third and short, and you know it, but the other team just has that will to make that first down. It's you know it's coming, but you just can't stop it.
I think what's made Massey really effective tonight is that their first down plays have always been about 4 or 5 yards.
Right.
And they're always in a very makeable situation. And that's where Alders, if they're going to change this, they're going to have to stop those first down plays from being so successful.
1st and 10 on the 31, another handoff up the middle for Clinton-Massie. May have gotten a yard or two.
Yeah, and that was probably one of their best efforts, as we just talked about on first down. Alter has not been very good on slowing them down on their first down plays.
That's key when you can get 4 or 5 yards on a first down.
Yep.
As we've talked about tonight, it really sets you up for some good things. All right, Massey back at the 29-yard line. And they looks like Alder kind of stretched that play out and maybe got a yard or two, but not a lot.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a deception play. They faked into the line with the fullback and then pitched it to Bailey Wolf coming around to the right, and it didn't really full alter. They had a couple guys standing there. And
I think they got a yard on that play. It's 3rd and 7. The ball is on the 28-yard line of Alder. So another chance that Massey needs some big yardage here to get a first down.
Could see another pass.
And maybe we do. And right at the yard marker, but I don't know whether he had possession of it.
No, ball rolled out of bounds. And he would have had the first down. That was a great route and a great throw. And we just didn't hang on to the ball there. But had we, it would have been right at the marker for a first down. But, again, as we've seen, 4-down territory.
They're in 4-down territory. You know that they're not going to let them take over down here if they can possibly avoid it.
And Massey has run this clock down to 2 minutes and 29 seconds in this quarter.
Virtually had all the time
in
their favor.
Yep, for sure.
You've taken a quarter. Oh, he got it.
Oh, my goodness.
My gosh.
Josh Loud again.
Josh Loud. As we said, he's just all over the place making plays.
It was the pass was kind of a rainbow, and what happened is the Alder kid overplayed it.
Yeah, he did.
And Josh kind of slid underneath it, and he was right there to catch the football.
1st and 10. The ball is on the 11-yard line of Kettering Archbishop Alder. That's where Massey will start, and we're going to quickly be under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And Alder has barely had their hands on the ball in the 3rd quarter.
Yep.
And a handoff to Bailey Wolf, and he gets inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. And once again, Massey is leading this game 14-7, and they have just come out and dominated on the run, whether it be first down or fourth down.
Yeah, and right here, that play by Josh Loud was key because really that was Alder's chance to stop that drive.
They needed to get it stopped if you're Alder, and they were not able to do that. Oh, a short pass. I think Fentress was a little rushed back there, and he just couldn't get that pass hooked up down there.
Yeah, Don Kiley for Alder came off the edge and really put a lot of pressure on Fentress as he just was lucky he got rid of the ball and didn't have worse things happen there.
3rd down and 7. The ball is on the 8-yard line with 1:22 to go. Clock stopped with the incomplete pass. So Massey back.
I would expect to see the pitch here. And
you called it. And it looks like Wolf is right down at the first down yard marker.
He may have just got it,
I think he did. He was right on it because when the players rolled out of bounds, they knocked the yard marker over. So very likely it's a first down, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, the mark.
Yeah, it's right there. First down and goal to go at the 1-yard line for Clinton-Massie. And, boy, this is a golden opportunity to go up 2 scores.
Yeah, and almost down to 1 minute. This could be one of the nails in the coffin here for Alter.
Just turn this game into just 3/4 of play for Alder, because they've not hardly had a possession here in the third quarter and didn't make anything out of what they had.
Yeah, second in inches. You're right. And to give your perspective on how fast the quarters went because of Massey's domination here, I was looking at my clock. We started this at 8:41, and we're at 9:03 right now.
Wow.
So this has been a 20-minute quarter, which is unheard of.
Right. And Massey third in inches, and I think we've got a touchdown.
We do.
Yeah, wow.
Yep. Second effort there by Bailey Wolf, and he pushed the pile, got in for his third touchdown of the night. I'm sure Bailey's over on this drive, although they had the ball for a good 70 yards. He probably consumed 50 of it and is well over 100 yards again tonight.
19 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and the Falcons are up 20-7. They're about to kick an extra point try here. Callum Jones is set, and we're about to have the snap here. As we said, if Callum makes this, we can just about call him Mr. Automatic, and he is. He just nailed it again, making it 21-7. Clinton-Massie in a dominating performance here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and what can you say about what Massey just did? It was all Massey. It's got to be deflating for Alder at this point, because they did have a couple opportunities, and Massey turned them back each time by picking up a first down. And so at some point, Alter's offensive philosophy's got to change, because now you cannot afford to go on one of your own 10-minute drives. Yep. They've got to get 2 scores in here relatively quickly. So there's got to be some urgency. Maybe they have some type of no huddle or 2-minute offense. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them jump out into something like that.
Yeah, they're passing, or they have not had any passing game tonight, of course, as we expected, but their running game at times has looked pretty good, but then Massey winds up just shutting them down. Yep,
pretty much so, and Massey's had the answer for what they've been trying to do, and like we say, they've not thrown for any yards tonight, so
nope.
Their back is firmly up against the wall here.
21-7. Clinton-Massie Falcons over the Alder Knights here at Welcome Stadium in Dayton, and another squib kick, and that ball bounced, but intended receiver picked it up, and he got back to about the 36, 37-yard line, so not bad field position.
No, and that's not a bad thing to do there. The average high school starting point on a kickoff is the 35-yard line, so if you look at that as the plus and minus area, they really only gain 2 yards off that kickoff return. And
they're pretty good field position.
Yeah, good field position, but at the same time, they didn't risk the big return.
And they're going to try to put it in the air, and he overthrows the receiver. He was wide open, and he could have been gone for 6, but the ball was just overthrown. But a little bit of inexperience maybe in the passing game. They just never throw it.
You're being kind there, Lee.
I think so, because they never throw it. I didn't think they might never throw it tonight.
That was a lot of inexperience there on throwing that ball. I mean, that kid was wide open on the flag route. And, they've thrown the ball, according to our stats, 13 times all year, so they've thrown 14 times.
Yeah. And, whoops, we've got the play blown dead.
Could be procedure, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to back them up, I believe. Yeah. And the officials marking it off, and looks like a 5-yard penalty. False start for the Alder Knights. That puts the ball back at the about the 32, 33-yard line. About the 37, I'm sorry.
Yeah, one of the most taxing things for a running team on their offensive line is when they're not used to pass blocking and they're put in that situation. that can be very uncomfortable when you're not used to doing it.
Wow, and boy, Clinton-Massie just snuffed that run out and was right there, 3 or 4 guys all around the ball. Yeah, they did gain 1, but it was a tough yard.
Yeah, and we saw that time, although they ran the ball, Alder, instead of being down in a 3-point stance, was in a 2-point stance. Again, you're altering what your offensive line is used to doing.
We're down to the final quarter. Wow.
And what a rapid quarter it was.
Let me talk about one of our sponsors real quick, and that's Generations Pizzeria, your hometown pizza place in Wilmington. Hope you're ready for something exciting, and we've got an exciting game here tonight, but we're talking about pizza. Of course, one of my favorite topics. I love great food. My friends at Generations are your home for delicious pizza, appetizers, entrees, subs, and burgers, salads, and your favorite burgers. I can't get past pizza, but pizza and appetizers and all that are available at Generation Pizzeria, 100 Lowe's Drive in Wilmington. You can order on Facebook, online at generationpizzeria.com, or give them a call. And
Whoa, what a hit.
wow. Quarterback was running for his life in the backfield back there, and he tried to get the ball off.
Jared Haley just lit him up, and the quarterback stepped up to throw the ball, and Mr. Haley greeted him in not such a friendly way.
They are not getting anything going here in the second half.
No, and we talked about this going into this quarter. Now they're in a situation where they have to do things they don't want to do.
They've got to get 2 scores back to tie this game up with under 12 minutes to play. We're at 11:53, and they are going to be kicking the ball and timeout on the field. And Alder needs to find something out there.
They're not. They've had no answers for the Massey defense other than a couple times where they've been able to break through. And at this point, if they have to throw the ball the rest of the way out, I'd say Massey's going to play a soft zone defense and say, okay, beat us. It's something you can't do, or at least you haven't proved you can do. And that's what we saw in that last drive.
Yeah. And one thing you got to remember on defense is somebody by the name of Josh Loud back there, and some of those guys that are very skilled at intercepting a pass. So you got to be real careful if you're an inexperienced passing team of trying to put the ball in the air with a very skilled defensive team like Clinton-Massie.
Yeah, and now
There's Loud again with the ball, and
a little room to run.
he had a little room, but it closed up in a hurry on him.
Alder did a good job. They're running a little bit of an umbrella coverage on that, where they're allowing him to catch the ball, but they're not creating a lane for him to run into.
Yes.
And that was Josh just really had nowhere to go on that one.
He definitely didn't. If you'd like to text us with your comments about the game, please do so. 937-527-2725. Love to hear from you wherever you are. We've heard from Texas and Tennessee and a lot of other places, so we enjoy having your comments. So text us, and we'd love to hear from you. Clinton-Massie with the ball again, and a pitch out to Chase Wolf. And he may have gotten 2, maybe 3 yards on that.
Yeah, Chase, their bread and butter is that jet sweep off the motion. And, that's what opens up the middle for you. If you can continue to test the outside, they've got to commit people to the edge, and sooner or later they'll break it up the middle on an inside counter. Or
right now, Massie can just take all the time in the world if they want to.
And they will.
And they'll just slow this game down to a crawl here practically with the running game, and don't have to put the ball in the air. You're up 2 scores. Just take care of the ball right now is the key
except
thing.
For a fumble.
And just as I said that, there was a fumble.
Our second Massey's third fumble of the night. Let's see if they lost it.
If Massie retained the ball. I think they did.
Okay.
All right. So
A little tense moment there, but
but they hung on to the ball.
Falcons came out of it all right.
Right. So that puts the ball at about the 30 47-yard line. Yeah, and it's 3rd down and 11 for Clinton-Massie, but with Massey's running offense, if the line can hold their position or hold their blocks, very good chance that they'll hand it to Bailey and see what happens.
I think you could see out past the Dylan
Here we
Rose
go. Oh, intercepted near midfield by the Alder Knights at about the 47, 48-yard line, and a very unfortunate pass from Hunter Fentress that got up in the air, and the defense pulled it down.
Yeah, number 87, Jordan George, pretty athletic kid, has some really good numbers for them, and did get up really high in the air to pick that ball off. So that's the negative thing. Massie hasn't had to throw all night, and you don't want to make a turnover that can make this game back or turn this game back into a one-score situation.
All right, folks in White Pine, Tennessee, a fan of Clinton-Massie's number 34, Austin Flora, checking in, and more folks from Tennessee checking in as well. So, Alder kind of got a little life. I'm sure that kind of got their adrenaline going a little here.
And a 15-yard penalty on top of it, which gave them even better field position.
Absolutely. The ball is on about the 32-yard line with start, and the big back may have been Nick Coleman.
It was.
Running the ball, and he gets the ball down within the about the 22-yard line. So a nice run for Coleman, sets him up in pretty good field position here with 2nd and 1. Very makeable first down here for the Falcons.
And also a very versatile down for an offense and a lot of different things.
We are on the 22-yard line, and the quarterback is running. He's scrambling, and he may have gotten the first down.
Yeah, just by a little bit, but he knew where the sticks were. He got there and was able to pick up the first down.
All right, so that puts the ball on the let's see where they marked that, at about the about the 20-yard line is where the ball will be spotted. And it is 1st and 10 for Alder, and Alder is really making something out of this after the interception.
I think the important thing there on Hayes' run is not only did he get the first down, but got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yes. So the ball is on about the 20-yard line, and Hayes is trying to find somebody, and he is going to be nailed big time in the backfield, way back at about their own 40-yard line. A huge loss on that play. The pursuit on defense was just unreal. He was trying to throw the ball. Nobody was open, and they just buried him back about the
34-yard line, looks like.
Wow.
Austin Floria, Dusty Howard or Hayes just continued to create a bad situation and made it worse by continue running further and further back.
All right, Hayes definitely looking to hand the ball, and
Nick Coleman
a big
again.
gain right up the middle for.
Oh, and he dropped the ball, but it looks like.
I think he got it back, but I think he got a lot of yardage back on that play.
Yeah, he sure did. I mean, you had one horrible play with followed up by a pretty decent play for Alder.
The ball is now at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, and it looks like about 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 6,
Yeah.
And we know at this situation it's 4-down territory for Alder.
So Hayes under center and looking to hand the ball off, and we've got some more laundry on the field. We didn't see any of that in the first half.
No, and you see this especially with Alder panicking in a situation where they've got to score rapidly. Again, we talked about this. They're some teams run what they call fast-paced offense.
Right.
Well, they run a slow-pace offense, and they want to run the clock. And
that is not to their benefit in this game.
It is not right now.
We're down to just 1 second past 8 minutes to go. It's 8 minutes to go, and 3rd and 11. Ball is on the 21-yard line, and a big pass. And I believe he got it. And
yeah.
I think there's a
They marked it at the
1-yard line. Looked like he might have had the touchdown.
Yeah, I thought you were right, Rick, but the officials...
going to mark it at the 1-yard line for Alder. Alder threatening to score right here and see if Massey's defense can respond.
And that was
But it's first.
only Alder's 9th completion of the
Right.
season, so...
It was a nice pass. I believe the officials
don't know
are
that he
running
got
in
in.
from the sidelines, and I think they stopped them so far.
Don't like it down.
No,
No.
they are not liking it, but it's 2nd down, and the ball is just barely outside of the
goal line.
goal line.
Yeah,
It couldn't be any closer.
No, I don't know.
Can
What
Massey's-
you could slide in between there, between the
I
goal
don't
line
know,
and the football,
but,
I'm not quite
see if
sure.
Massey's big defensive line can stop Alder, and nope, it did not get. As a matter of fact, I think he lost a yard or two on
Yeah,
that play.
I would say he's probably back at the 1 now, so they
Yeah.
have looking at 3rd and a full 1.
And for Massey, if you can hold them here to a field goal, that would be a real victory.
They're not going to kick a field goal.
No, I don't.
No, I don't think they will, but you don't.
No.
But you don't want to go back and kick the ball to Clinton-Massie without getting points too.
Exactly. They need the 7
They need
points.
a big surge here by their Alder line. And he's in.
Yeah.
Nice little run there for Thomas Allig for the Alder Knights. Nice little play there, and Alder is back on the board again, and they can be back within 7 points if they get the extra point.
Yeah, that was again a turnover in your opponent's territory is not a
Now, you don't like to see that anytime, but especially when your opponent gets great field position out of it.
and you complicate your problem with a penalty on top of it. So
Sure.
Alder had a short field. It took them a good amount of time to score, though. Massey
Right.
gave them a good stand, and I think that now if Massey's able to roll off one of their patented 6-minute drives here,
Yeah,
they can
we're down to 6:20 to go. That would
seal
pretty
up the
much
game.
seal the doom for the Alder Knights, but
Yep.
you never know.
No.
So Clinton-Massie is got Chase Wolf back there, and they've got Josh Loud back. 2 pretty good threats back there on a kickoff return. So we'll see what happens. But Alder has had pretty good pursuit on with their special teams on kickoffs. They've pretty much kept any big runbacks from happening.
Yeah, and I would expect, as you can see how Massey's lining up, they expect an onside kick here because
Sure.
they know what
can
Massey
see,
can do when they get the ball. So I would think that this is Alder's chance to try to get the ball, but
They're kicking it back
well,
to
nice catch.
Josh Loud, and he gets the ball about the 30-yard line.
That was Bailey.
Or was that Bailey?
They
yeah,
put
he
Bailey
was back
back
in
there,
there.
yep.
So definitely Clinton-Massie wanting to seal this thing off. If they've got Bailey back returning kickoffs, they want to nail this thing down.
Yeah, well, you put your best hands, you put your best athlete back there and say just, don't let the ball go through your arms and
Yeah.
protect it, and that's
All
what
right.
Bailey did.
Massey starts out on their own 29-yard line, 1st and 10, with 6:18 to go. And stuff that. Alder has a little fire right now as they went down there and scored. They've got a little, feel like they've got a little momentum.
Yeah, Eric Albers, a senior, came up with a big play. And we talked about this last week. When you've got seniors in the playoffs, every week you go into it, it could be your last week.
Right.
So Alder seniors are no different than anybody else's. They don't want to see their season end. And
Nope, neither does Clinton-Massie.
And Massey seniors want to.
You got Chase Wolf. And nice run for Chase Wolf there.
7 or 8 yards.
Yep. Boy, you like to see that on the early downs.
Yep.
So
So
ball is
it's third.
third and 3. Ball on the 36-yard line of Clinton-Massie, and it's third down. And let's see what Massey calls on this play.
I'm thinking Bailey Wolf is going to be the. Yep.
And
Oh, no.
there we go. A
Got it to
little trick
Chase.
there, and they got it outside and up the sidelines to about the 45, maybe 46-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great play call there because Alder converged on Bailey Wolf.
They
Yeah.
bought into a handoff from Bailey Wolf, and he didn't have the ball. And
Right. And they got the ball out to Chase on the edge, and
Yep.
Chase was able to convert. And again, the clock
yeah,
keeps on
clock
running.
keeps running. We're down to near 5 minutes to go. The ball is on the 44-yard line of Clinton-Massie as they have the ball, and Fentress is back under center. Got those 3 backs in the backfield, and big handoff, but a wall for Bailey Wolf. Not much there.
Yeah, and that was their power off tackle, bread and butter behind their unbalanced line, and you would expect to see this again.
Yeah.
The pressure's still on Alder. Massey doesn't have to panic.
Big thing is the clock's still running too.
Right, and I guess if there's one advantage that Alder has is they still have 3 timeouts, but that will become irrelevant if you get to too little time on the clock.
Ball is on the 44-yard line of Clinton-Massie. That's where they start out 2nd and 10. Pitch out. Not anything there.
No.
So it'll be 3rd down and 10. And not been able to get much going on the running game here.
No, and this is something that Alder didn't do all night, is they weren't able to stop 1st and 2nd down and to get to these situations. And the last time Massey was in a 3rd or 4th and long, we saw the turnover.
Yes.
So I would think they're going to be more conservative here and let their defense close out the game for them.
Last thing you want to do now, you've got them 7 points with under 4 minutes to go. You want to have ball security.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. And there's the pitch out. And
He's trying to get outside, but looked like Bailey was only able to get to about the 50-yard line.
he got about half of what he needed.
But it's going to bring up 4th down and about 5. And a timeout for Alder again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alder utilized the timeout there, which is probably a good thing. It's going to give themselves 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It's going to be a pressure situation for Alder because, again, they don't move the ball well through the air, so they're going to have to be creative.
They're at the point where they need to draw a deep breath and sit back and regroup a little and get going.
And Massey just needs to be Massey. They don't need to panic here. They just
Nope.
play their game.
They got the leads by 7 points, and the ball is on the 49-yard line, 4th and 10 for Clinton-Massie. 4 down territory, Coach?
No,
you just
no,
kick the ball?
Yeah, I agree.
I think so.
I think that they've got Floria kicks 41 yards a kick. That means the ball's going to be kicked down inside the 10. I don't see why you would attempt. Now I was going to say it could be a fake, but
Nice high kick. And the ball is going to take a real big bounce for Clinton-Massie. They down at about the 6-yard line, maybe 7. And, boy, that's pins Alder back deep in their own territory, and that's where they're going to have to start out. That's not where you want to get started on offense.
no, not with their offense. And that's the second nail in the coffin now. So they're going to have to put together this 93-yard drive.
In less than 3 minutes and 19 seconds. So.
Right, and we've not seen that kind of. They have good backs. We have not seen that kind of explosiveness with the ability to strike that quickly.
All right, ball is on the 7-yard line of Alder. It's 1st and 10, and 3:19 to go for the Alder Knights, and a handoff to number 24. I think that was Coleman again,
Yeah,
and
Nick
he
Coleman.
was just kind of stonewalled right there.
Yeah, Kelson Gowd stepped up and filled the hole nicely, and Coleman stopped right in his tracks.
both running games have got to take a lot, especially Massey's running game has got to be taking its toll on the players on defense, especially for the Alder Knights.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of them do go both ways, so that's got to even be doubly frustrating for them.
Uh-oh. He got it out.
And that was,
Almost intercepted.
yeah,
Almost intercepted, and but they're going to give him the catch at about the 17-yard line.
well, if that was a catch, that was a heck of a catch,
That
because
was
I
one
don't
whale
see
of
how
a
he
catch. I don't know how he brought that ball down, but because the defender even had an arm in there.
Yeah, and I don't know, Dusty Hayes just got smeared in the end zone by the Massey
He's
pass
lucky he
rush.
got that ball off before Massey pasted him in the end zone.
Yeah, because I thought for a brief second there we were looking at a safety, but somehow Hayes was able to get the ball out, and somehow they were able to complete it.
Yeah,
And no matter what happens here, they're in 4-down
they are
territory. so,
measuring
you know.
this, and it's just about an inch or two shy. So
And this becomes a
third down and less than one.
and this becomes one of those downs where it's a bad down for Alder because they almost have to run the ball to pick up the first, but you're going to run time off the clock in the
That's right.
process.
So it is third down and a yard to go, or maybe less than a yard to go for the Alder Knights. The ball is on the 17-yard line, 2:35 to go, and got to breathe deep because this thing could come down to the wire if Alder's able to get some points here, but if not, they're going to turn it back over to a Clinton-Massie team that can just run the clock out.
And I
Go
would
home.
expect that. Well, you know, they've still got about 84 yards to go here and not much
Not
time
going
to
to be
do
an
it.
easy time right now. Hayes back under center. And at the 17-yard line, surges forward, got the first down.
And now, in most cases, teams will have 2 plays called on this
Sure.
so that they
You got to keep moving.
right, the clock stops on the first down, and they can get right back up to the line and get another play in.
Right.
But that does not look like the case right here.
No, they're very methodical, taking their time, making sure they got the right play called. So that brings Hayes back up to the line with 3 backs in the backfield. And he's looking to throw the ball.
Wrong
And
guy to
got
get the
that.
ball.
That was Nick Coleman got the ball, and he's up past midfield. So a big play for the Alder Knights as Nick Coleman takes it up to about the 47, 48-yard line.
Yeah, that's
48-yard line.
That's the one guy, you know, and he came off the bench with an injury in the first half.
Right.
And, that's one guy, if he's at full speed, you don't want him with the
No.
ball.
Once he gets rolling, you better have 2 or 3 people there to stop him. And then we got a timeout.
Alder's
And-
second timeout.
Yeah, and they are deep in, or not in deep in Massey territory, but they're at the 48-yard line of Clinton-Massie, 1st and 10. And once again, I want to remind you about our sponsors, BDK Feed and Supply, and they have a great Customer Appreciation Day tomorrow. And it is from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Got lots of great specials over there. Be sure to come and join the huge savings. Door prices all day. Food from 11 to 1 at BDK Feed and Supply, corner of Broadway and Bourbon Streets in Blanchester. And here we go. We got 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go, Coach. The ball is on the Clinton-Massie 48-yard line, 1st and 10.
Now, I was just
And Hayes is looking to throw it again, and he either overthrew one receiver or underthrew another one. It fell in between 2 receivers, and
The Alder coaches on the other side of this wall, you can hear them. They're beating on
they're
the
beating.
wall.
The
Yeah.
older coaches are not having a good time next door. But
no, and you know,
you're
Hayes.
frustrated right now if you're older.
Yeah, Hayes looked like that ball was. He was on the track team throwing a shot put rather than a
Yes.
football.
2nd and 10 for the Alder Knights. That did stop the clock. That's one good thing that came out of this for them. 2:05 to go, and we're coming down to the short end of the game here, and Hayes is going to have to figure out something. He's rolling out, trying to get the ball, and he overthrows another receiver.
Yeah, they tried to catch Massey off guard with a They went the huddle, and then they ran up to the line to try to run the play. Massie responded, was able to line up, but that's the type of stuff they're going to have to do if they're going to have a chance to.
But it's just a matter of executing, and when you have a quarterback that's only thrown, 9 to 10 passes in a year, not much passing experience, or not much of a passing game. Yeah, we are right at 2 minutes. Third down and 10. 48-yard line of Clinton-Massie, or the
This is where Hayes can hurt you.
Hayes can make some yardage right there and gets the first down for Alder, and he gets up to about the 35-yard line of Clinton-Massie, so they're back in good territory here.
And this is where Massie, now Hayes is not a great passer, but he is their leading rusher on the season. And so you cannot forget about him when they go back to pass.
Away. Yeah, and that gives Massie or Alder great field position now. They are at the 33-yard line with the 1st and 10, minute 51 to go. And a catch. And that number 48 for Alder, and he gets the ball down about the 12-yard line. So Alder is cooking now. They've got the passing game clicking a little bit here.
Nick Pauley.
Nick Pauley was the receiver, so that sets up Alder 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line with a minute 35 or so to go when the ball snaps, and Hayes is back under center, got 3 backs in the backfield, and he's going to throw the ball, and he threw it right by the fingertips of the intended receiver. And I believe that was
here's
number.
I didn't see who the intended
the receiver.
was. It
I think was
87.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Jordan George.
Jordan George. Okay.
Pretty talented kid. He's got some great numbers in the kick return game. I didn't understand that, and on a first down situation, with a minute 30. They could go pretty much back to their regular offense. Now, you don't really want to leave Massie a whole lot of time.
No.
And try to force this into overtime, I would think.
So 2nd and 10, and a pitch out to Coleman, and he gets a couple of yards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's could come down to be a problem for Alder with only one timeout, and.
So now
just took their last time out, so they've got to play the rest of this quarter with a minute 10 to go with no timeouts.
I would expect what you would see here is the danger is Hayes running the ball again if they drop back to pass.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as him scrambling if they go back to pass.
Yeah.
And so Massie's going to have to commit a linebacker to spy him to make sure that they account for him as a runner.
They're going to have to keep him contained because he's had a couple of good runs.
Right, and when they picked up that 4th down situation last time was a situation where they didn't contain him. So that would be the danger. Otherwise, as a passer, can he hurt him? I would think Massie's up to the challenge here.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. And
time-wise,
I agree with you. They can't just line up to run it. So now they're going to have to come out in some kind of spread.
They could be down under a minute to play. With 3rd and 8, ball is on the 10-yard line, and Alder Hayes is looking to throw and throws it over an outstretched arms of a receiver, and he was pretty much available.
He was open, and they ran an underneath route to Jordan George, and he was quite open in the middle of the field. But again, if you've only thrown the ball 14 times all year, you don't have a lot of experience seeing that.
4th and 8 now for the Alder Knights. And this could be the ball game, this play right here. If Alder doesn't connect, it turns the ball over. Massie can just pound it into the ground. And they are after him, and they got him. They contained Danny Hayes, but he was nowhere near a first down. And that pretty much will seal the deal right there.
Yep,
as Danny Hayes was not able to get away from the Massie defenders and was stopped at about the 10-yard line.
And that was the one thing we just talked about where he could hurt them with a run, but Massie spied him and was able to bring him down and
Yes.
ended the threat.
Yes. If you'd like to text us, please do so, 937-527-2725. And we'd love to hear from you, your game comments. And Massie is just taking a knee, and the clock is going to run down under 45 seconds here before they do this again. And that pretty much nailed things, and Alder can't stop the clock. They have no timeouts.
No, I think they'll have to take one more in the victory formation, and that for all practical purposes, that should be the football game.
All right. Well, looks like Clinton-Massie will be ready to move on next week, and we'll be ready for that game,
Yeah,
wherever it's at.
Yeah.
On the website.
Yeah, we don't know yet. I know that Kenton was beating Bryan at halftime. That's most likely going to be the opponent for Massie, someone they've seen over the years here
Yeah.
many times in the playoffs.
Time is out.
Yeah.
It'll be a great matchup. You're going to see entirely different teams if Kenton is the winner. Kenton has thrown for over 500 yards 4 times this year.
Yes.
And so you will see a throwing offense and a pass offense go head-to-head against each other.
Yes, and that could be quite a matchup.
It would be quite a matchup. In the same respect, Bryan, who was I think it was 14-12 at halftime, what I heard, with Kenton ahead. Bryan is a huge football team that likes to run the ball very much like Massie, so it could be very much like the game we saw tonight if
Could be.
Bryan advances.
Could be.
Whoever it is, the Falcons will be ready, and again, they're the defending state champs. It's
Well-
their title to lose.
That's right.
The folks down in Tennessee want to say awesome job, Massey Strong from Logan and Austin. They're down in Tennessee at the football classic down there. But once again, a strong running effort by Clinton-Massie, and they really were able to slow down the offense of Kettering Alder. So great there. And while we may have the coach on here in a little bit, and may be able to get some stats too, but both teams are shaking hands out on the field. And for Alder, their season is over. For Clinton-Massie, they will move on to the semifinals, wherever that may be, and it could be somewhere around Columbus. Watch our website, gtvr.net, for all the details on where the game will be played and who Clinton-Massie will play, and we'll have all of that for you on our website, gtvr.net. Want to thank the Equipment Superstore for being one of our sponsors here tonight. They're your one-stop place for all your agricultural, industrial, and lawn and garden needs. Whether you need a powerful, efficient Case IH farm equipment or a lawn and garden tractor or anything in between, even the bush hog. Rick likes the way I say bush hog. The two great superstores are ready to serve you. Visit the Wilmington location on Progress Way near Walmart, or the Georgetown, Ohio location. Call 877-FARM-PARTS or 877-753-9722 for great product lines like Case IH, Kubota, Exmark, Great Plains, Kinsey, Wood, Slaying Pride, and Bush Hog. You can't go wrong when you shop with the Equipment Superstore. Visit them on the web at www.equipmentsuperstore.com. Also, we're brought to you by Route 73 Homes. If you're thinking about a new home, why not think modular? Stop by and check out the quality of beautiful modular homes at Route 73 Homes on State Route 73, just a little south of Wilmington. Beautifully appointed styling and quality construction. These well-built homes will last a lifetime for a younger couple or a family who needs quality at a reasonable price to fit any budget. Call Brian Lawrence at Route 73 Homes, 937-725-6213. Quality names like Harmony and Fairmont, plus rock-solid utility buildings from Cricket Buildings from Route 73 Homes, 4629 State Route 73, just a little south of Wilmington. Stop by and take a look around at Route 73 Homes or visit them on the web at route73homes.com. Once again, call Brian Lawrence at Route 73 Homes, 937-725-6213. Generations Pizza. Hope you're ready for something exciting, and what an exciting game we had here tonight. But Generations Pizza has great food, and my friends at Generations are your home for delicious pizza, appetizers, entrees, subs, and burgers, salads, and your favorite burgers. And wait till you get a load of the pizza buffet during special times. And they have that, and they've got every kind of pizza you would ever want. It's fantastic. I've been there. I know, as you might suspect. Stop by at 100 Lowe's Drive in Wilmington. Order on Facebook. Just look them up on Facebook. Generations Pizzeria. Online at generationspizzeria.com, or call in at 937-556-4219. Generations Pizzeria, your hometown pizzeria. And now that the game's over, it'd be a good time to call in and tell all the folks at Generations that you'd love to have a great pizza or any of their food items. One more time, BDK Feeds. You got to get down there tomorrow, because BDK Feed and Supply invites you to their 4th annual Customer Appreciation Day tomorrow, Saturday, November 23rd, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Great values on stock and stable horse feed, $7.99. BDK 10% and 12% horse feed, $9.99. Stampede beef pellets, $8.99. And Nature-Wise chicken layer feed, $11.49. Shelled corn, 50 pounds, $7.50. Wild bird seed, 20-pound bag, $7.99. 10-pack high-energy suet, $8.99. And Loyal Pet Food, $10 off on a 40-pound bag and $5 off on a 20-pound bag. You can't beat that deal. Sale limited to stock quantities, no rain checks. Come join the huge savings. Door prizes all day. There are no rain checks on the food from 11 to 1. That's at BDK Feed and Supply, corner of Broadway and Bourbon Street in Blanchester, Ohio. And enough of me, Coach. You've got some stats for us.
Yeah, let's give you the finals on this game. Final score, Massey 21 and Alder 14. The statistics worked out this way. We saw Massey with 15 first downs and Alder 12. Rushing-wise, Massey had 53 carries for 186 yards, with Alder 36 carries for 151. In the passing game, Massey was 1 for 6 for 17 yards, Alder 4 for 10 for 81 yards. Total offense for Massey, 203 yards, Alder 232. Individually, rushing-wise, Bailey Wolf finished with 35 carries for 126 yards and 3 touchdowns. Chase Wolf, 11 carries for 43 yards. Jared Haley, 4 carries for 10 yards. And Kelson Gallaudin, 3 carries for 7 yards. On the Alder side, we had Coleman with 15 rushes for 71 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tommy Ruff, 5 carries for 43 yards. And Dusty Hayes, 15 carries for 35 yards. In the passing department, Hunter Fentress was 1 for 6 for 17 yards. And Dusty Hayes for Alder, 4 for 10 with 81 yards. In the wrap-up, the statistics were very reflective of the 21-14 score. In the one common opponent, we found that It was kind of indicative of how the score ended up. Alder beat McNicholas 51-20 during the regular season, and we saw Massey beat McNicholas 52-14, which was about a touchdown difference in the differential, and our score was 21-14, so it ended up pretty much as that game would have indicated that there was about a 6 or 7 point game favoring Massey.
Our scoreboard operator must have went nuts because he's got the Falcons 84, Knights 50.
He must have thought
He
it was
must have been looking at the stat book or something. I don't know what happened.
maybe he's got the basketball season
He must have the
confused
basketball season underway. But, Coach, it has been a great run so far, and Clinton-Massie is not over. And I get texts from people that has their phone number, but they don't tell me their name. But we appreciate them checking in with us. Jenny Ireland from Harlingen, Texas, and now we know where Harlingen, Texas is. It's in the southeast corner of Texas near South Padre Island, where the spring breakers go.
Oh, yeah.
I never even knew about that place when I was in school, but Dallas is a 9-hour drive. And thanks, Jenny, for checking in. Yes, we will have the game next week, wherever it is, and wherever, whoever Massey plays, we'll be there and have all the action for you right here on gtvr.net. And thanks for everybody joining us. We're going to try to round up Coach Msurley if he's available. And we've had a lot of comments online. Go Massey, Massey Strong from Wilmington. And thanks for that, those comments. When you text us, because your name doesn't come through, just let us know who you are. We'd love to say hi to you on the air. Want to thank you for all of our worldwide listeners and nationwide listeners from Tennessee. I know Loa over in Denmark, and Phil, wherever he is, he may be lost in Russia someplace, or maybe back in New York, who knows. But Tom South and good old Sabina, Ohio, I'm glad that you got in and were able to listen. We thank you all for your listening, and hope you could let us know. All right, wish the 6th grade Falcons good luck on games tomorrow in Tennessee. We certainly are doing that. Also, I forgot to mention that last night, I believe it was, that Wendy's out at 68 and 71 fed all of the Clinton-Massie players, their coaches, and the seniors' parents. And thanks to Wendy's out at I-71 and 68, I'm sure all the team and all the families that were there enjoyed that very, very much. And wow, what a great audience you've been tonight. And we appreciate all the comments, and we appreciate our sponsors and BDK Feeds, the Equipment Superstore, Generation Pizza, and Route 73 Homes. While we're waiting on the coach, Coach Hrabak, any other comments tonight?
It was the game that we thought we would see. Very unlike what happened last week. Massey came out doing what they do best. Alder came out doing what they did best during the course of the season. And we saw a football game that would fit what we thought it was going to turn out to be. You would hope your regional final would not be a 54-7 game, and tonight it was representative of a championship game that you would like to see.
When you have a team that keeps having seniors after seniors, I think the senior leadership on the Clinton-Massie football team kind of really showed the way tonight.
Well, winning is a good kind of narcotic, and
Sure.
what happens is when you get addicted to winning, you never want that to end. And again, Massey is the defending state champions. They don't want to see their run end.
No.
And so therefore they're going to be they're going to be focused on their goal of winning their second straight championship. And those seniors tasted it last year, and they want to taste it again this year.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach Hrabak, and I've got a guest over here.
Most certainly, and thank you, Lee.
All right. Well, Coach Hrabak, as always, a great job tonight, and we appreciate it. We have a guest, and I don't know, Rick Phillips, you found this guy wandering in the hall somewhere?
He looks like he's from Massey because he's got Massey there on his.
I think he looks good. Massey Pride tonight.
Yes, sir. How you doing? I'm Scott Killen, defense coordinator.
Great. Well, you guys were really up to a challenge tonight because you knew what was coming at
Oh, we
you.
knew exactly what was coming at us, and in the game, we knew the game was going to be a slugfest. It could go
Sure.
either way. We were hoping going in it could go in our favor, and our kids played 4 quarters very hard and very tough, and had some breakdowns here and there, but our kids bent, but they didn't break. So
Sure.
that's where we're at. Moving on.
Containing the Alder quarterback, he
Ooh.
got loose a couple of times,
Oh, yeah.
but you guys could run him down.
Oh yeah, but it's still he's a great athlete.
Sure.
He's a great athlete, and we knew coming in that he was going to be one of their main ball carriers.
He was
and-
one of their leading rushers in
oh,
the season.
I believe that. And then anytime you have an athlete like that, but they had several athletes, so you couldn't just focus on him.
Right.
We had to go in and just kind of play assignment football, and sometimes those assignments broke down. But against Kettering Alder, a great team,
Yeah.
great tradition. They're going to expose that.
Well, I think it has been in the back of Massey fans' minds from, I think, like 2009 or something
Yeah,
when these
yeah.
guys took you guys out of a playoff run. And
Yep.
so I know Massey fans were kind of looking forward to this matchup and even the score.
Well, it's one of them things that you don't necessarily schedule or circle this on your schedule and say we want to play them, but it's one of those when we knew we were going to play them, it's like, okay, here we go, it's payback.
Yeah. Bailey, another solid night.
Yes. Yeah, he's healthy. Let's just put it that way.
He looked very healthy tonight.
Yeah.
He didn't play a lot on defense.
Tonight he did, yeah.
Well, yeah, he did tonight.
But
But
last week he did not.
Last week he didn't, but
Because
tonight he was
were-
out there.
Well, last week, because of conditioning, because of his injuries,
Right.
we just tried to so he could just focus on one side of the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and he did that, and it worked out. And then here we are, got through him playing both sides. We had to have him this week on defense. So.
Because you knew what was coming at you. The Alder Knights
Oh, yeah.
run the ball. You eventually, when time got short, you made them throw the ball, and it showed that they don't use the pass very often.
But they have athletes. They know how to get the ball too, and you saw that last drive there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That and unfortunately for us, we worked on that. Those are the passes we worked on, and they just lulled us to sleep. And
Yeah.
and we're and they got us, and luckily we were able to make some plays to stop them from getting in the end zone, or we'd be sitting here in overtime.
That when you're in a playoff run. Of course, you like to win, but playing another quarter of football could really take its toll.
Oh yeah, it can. Yeah, it can. There's we like to look at how hard the previous game was.
Sure.
Because a lot of times you have teams that the week before they leave it all out there, and you don't know, are they going to be still geeked up, or are they going to be, is there going to be the tank's going to be empty? So we always look at that and think about, okay, is this something we can take advantage
Right.
of? And hopefully there's still some stuff in the tank for next week for us.
Well, I think there probably will be. Any injuries tonight?
No. Not that I'm sure there's bumps and bruises like you'll have
Oh,
in
yeah.
any big physical football
Yeah.
game, but no, nothing. Knock on wood, I think we'll be all right.
Everybody should be healthy and ready to
Should-
go next
should
week,
be,
wherever we
hopefully.
go, whatever, whoever you play.
That's right, and right now, looking at the 10-day forecast, or 7-day right now, it looks to be very cold.
Well,
And
you would expect that this time of year.
And that's right, and we call that wishbone weather.
Well,
so.
yeah. And you can just power the ball like you have been and been known to do.
Absolutely.
And you can just keep hammering away.
That's right.
Yet we thank you for being on our post game.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's I don't get to meet some of the assistant coaches, but it's a long way up here.
It is, and Coach Msurley told me I got this one, so I was like, no problem.
Well, when you win, it's a lot easier to climb those stairs.
It is. I think I skipped quite a few coming up.
Once again, tell the folks who you are.
I'm Scott Killen, defense coordinator for the Clinton-Massie Falcons.
Well, we had the Pee Wee football team for Clinton-Massie down in Tennessee listening tonight, and they
Oh.
wished you guys on strong,
Well,
Massey,
hey.
pride strong, and
We
of
wish
course
them the
wanna-
same down there in Tennessee.
Absolutely, and it's probably a few degrees warmer down there than it is here, but
I probably is.
yeah, and another person that a lot of people would know around Clinton-Massie is Jenny Ireland.
Okay.
Over 90 years old. Her husband founded the Clinton-Massie football team, field name
Yep.
for Frank
I've
Ireland,
heard
so-
stories.
But
So-
yeah, I'm sure you've heard Tony Lampke's stories a million times.
Over and over again, buddy.
and he probably forgot that you heard him, so he'll tell him to you
Oh,
again.
and in detail, the exact same way. Never
Yeah,
miss a beat.
he doesn't miss it. He's got it pretty well
He
rehearsed.
does. He's a good guy.
But yeah, it's great to have an experienced guy like him on the sideline.
Oh,
too.
it helps. He's a little old school. So
Yeah.
sometimes he'll come to us and talk about this old school play where we've never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
And I think we played Miami Trace. We put one of them plays in, and we had success on it. So
Yeah. Well,
and
nobody
he's
heard
sit-
of it for 20 years.
That's exactly right. And he's sitting there. And we got him on film. He's applauding the camera.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, jeez.
Don't give him a camera to look at, or he'll be right there in front
yeah,
of
he
it.
will.
But it's been great to have
Hey,
you with us.
thank you for having me.
And you come up and see us some Saturday morning on the coaches show up at Washington Courthouse.
Okay, I can do that.
We get to eat free up there too.
I'm all in for that.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, we thank the Clinton-Massie fans for listening, and we thank the Archbishop Alder fans for listening, and all the fans all over the nation, all over the world, whoever you are, whatever you were doing. We are glad you were listening. Rick Phillips, a couple of final words from you, man.
Well, once again, it was warmer than it has been.
Hey,
at
I
least
love these heated press boxes.
These heated press boxes are great. Now, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Massey press box
No.
or any of the other press
No.
boxes we've been in, but not many of them have Subway for our snack.
No, and not all of them have heat,
That's true.
and it's great.
Well, we'll figure out here in the next few days where
Probably,
we're going to be next week.
Sunday night, we'll probably know sometime late Sunday night or Monday, and we'll have it on the website as quick as we can get it on there.
Absolutely, and we want to remind everybody that's tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We've got our sports show on Saturday from the Rusty Keg
Yep.
in Washington Courthouse, and so tune in and find out who we're going to be talking
That's
to
right.
tomorrow. Could
We
be
may
anybody.
talking amongst ourselves, but we'll make that entertaining too.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time to wrap this up and say goodnight from Welcome Stadium in Dayton, Ohio. For Rick Phillips, Coach Bill Hrabak, I'm Lee Hendee, and thank you for joining us on the Global TV Radio Network, GTVR.net. Good
night.
evening.
Good night.